Good evening and welcome back to the Mancunian Way. My name is Mine. I'm your host. It's Wednesday. Time for Stateside. Quick one before we even get going. By the way, we are not AFTV2. So can we calm her with the Arsenal stuff in the comments, please? We're not an Arsenal fan channel. I couldn't give a monkeys what they're doing in the Champions League. We deal with it on Sunday. We will talk about it. I'm not bothered who's doing what and everything.
Oh, it's great. It's great that they went through.
I couldn't care.
No, it's very good. It's very good.
No, but we're getting too involved in other people's shit. Focus on us. Focus on us. I don't care what Arsenal do. They can run and jump off a short pier for me. But anyway, good evening, Danny. Good evening, Kelster.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Look, all it is just, it's either Vinny Company or it's Arsenal. Like, no one's...
Well, actually, no, it's a good thing. It's a very good thing Arsenal advanced because they're going to have to go to a title race with Man City crawling up there behind and face Atletico Madrid over two legs. And we know how difficult Atletico Madrid are in the Champions League, as we barely scraped by them 1-0 a couple of seasons ago. So they have to deal with that with an already exhausted squad. And Pep Guardiola chasing them down. That's a great thing. It's a great thing they advanced because they're going to be tired, and that could lead to them dropping points in the Premier League.
I mean, yeah, I didn't watch either game. I heard one was dead and one was very good. But
yeah, I was
algebra.
No, the Bayern game was an incredible game. There were 5 goals in the first half. It was just back and forth, and oh, Neuer had a stinker of a game. He kind of kept them in the tie. He was not good. And then nothing happened in the second half until Camavinga decided to get himself sent off. And then with like 5 or 6 minutes left, Bayern scored 2 goals. Then we take it. Congrats, Vinny Company. Let's go.
Excuse me, Cade. We broke it months ago here on the channel. Don't be giving me the Fabrizio B's. You just don't believe anything we say here on the channel, Cade. We brought the Javaro Reed news ages ago. And everyone ignored us. But we're not, listen, we'll come to channel.
Oh. All right, it's a Danny and Kel show.
You're the one with the hosting experience here, so take it away.
Okay, Javaro Reed. As Martin was saying, he broke the news a long time ago. I don't remember, but
there we go.
Okay, it's back. He saw how terrible the job I was doing.
Where is Alan? Alan's not American, and Alan's not a part of the channel anymore.
He's alive. He messages me.
He's alive. He's fine.
Yes.
He's alive.
By the way, do you think? I have no idea, Kate.
But Kate, we're not Liverpool fans, are we?
Why is everyone bothered about everyone else's business?
That's a tough one to come back from, but I have seen gymnasts come back from it in 8 months to go on and win Olympic medals. So, you know, he might be young enough to make a full recovery. You never know. And like I said, gymnastics is very, very technical, very, very bouncy, very pacey. You need a burst of pace to be able to do those kind of tricks. So it might not be the worst. You know, it might not be lights out for him, but.
Hey, I'm not being grumpy. What I'm being is, I just don't want to. Every show we've got to talk about Arsenal. Let's get to that. We'll talk about the game, but I'm not bothered about what they've done tonight. I don't really care. We're not in the Champions League. We don't have to play him. I'm not bothered. So I'm not bothered about Vinny Company, because by the time Vinny Company becomes City manager, that's 3 or 4 years down the line. So I don't know where Company will be like in 3 or 4 years. Everyone's wishing their life away at the moment. They're going 4 or 5 years in advance. I don't know. Jamal Reid will be. In fact, we will talk a little bit about transfers later, because we had a very intriguing debate earlier in the group chat, which will come up, no doubt.
Intriguing.
Pardon?
Intriguing. You call it.
It was the best way I could put it without going down a different road.
I call it sleep inducing. You call it intriguing. To each their own.
Was that boring?
No, I just don't think. Well, we'll get into it later. Unfortunately, I watched the shittest game out of the two.
I don't know why anybody would have watched that Arsenal game.
Don't touch grass.
Hey, big up.
Don't touch grass. Have a beer. Do something.
You know what it reminded me of, Kate?
Oh, what is going on here?
10 years ago when we played Stoke on the same day as the Barcelona PSG game, the 0-0. You had one dead game and one really good
My
game.
internet is having a nightmare here. Big up, Louis, for the 27 months. Big up, mate. How are you? Arsenal Laugh Channel. Yes. Panel. Good evening, Louis. Good evening, Neil. Briggs is here. This is online culture, Martin. This is what online fans are like. Care more about Arsenal than us. Care more about Arsenal as our main rivals, not United. Any updates on Nico Riley? Yes, he is training.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Good news. Happy days.
Doesn't mean obviously he's fit. We don't know. You'll get more probably Friday.
Well, he was in one of the photos, kind of in the background, but I think it was just like the yoga day. They were kind of like the cool down day. So
if he had an hamstring injury, he wouldn't have even been outside.
No.
It would have been. It'd have been on a gym or inside with the physios. Who the F is Javardo Reid? Someone that we're going looking at. Martin just got kidnapped. Martin's been booted out. No, I've just got to think. Thoughts on Neville being after other rival chat fan channel? I don't care. Listen, he wants to offer me £3.5 million. We'll sit down and have a chat, old Gary, but you got to start putting that 3.5 in, mate. Good evening, Lee Gates. Highland hat-trick Sunday. We'll get into it. Pep giving mini vacations every week. Yeah, they have. They had just come out from 2 days off, and I saw some people were happy with that because he gave them a couple of days off. Never mind.
Hey man, big up the panel, big up the chat. They better enjoy these 2 days off and stuff because next season they might not get it. So might as well give it to them when you can.
Elliot's not American.
He's Australian, apparently.
Do you know what it tells me? Some people are not watching the titles of the show. Stateside. Elliot's English. Anyway, Vinny Company FC into the semi-final. Jesus. We are cooking at the right time. Are we sure watching Glasgow would be better? That's Sakurama. Anyway, just leave
I don't know, paint drying might have been more entertaining.
Evening panel, let's go for the throat Sunday. Evening, Nick. How are you, mate? By the way, I know you've got your tickets for the semi. I've sent you mine, so you know where I am. I think I'm in the same block as you, virtually next door anyway, so we'll sort that out when we're at Wembley, mate. Oh my God, Danny, I was at Stoke game, possibly the dullest game I've ever watched.
I was in 7th grade biology, and our teacher actually liked football. He was updating us on the Barca game. I'm like, who cares? We're playing Stoke. I want to know that score. He clicks over, it's 0-0. I'm like, oh, dead.
I'm also the guy who runs the channel, Martin Mash. A little bit different. Madrid kicking off from tomorrow's calling off a cheat. Oh, that's fun. People are talking about Elliot because they saw him on Blues Down Under. That's why. Great see when he knocked out Madrid, but my goodness, that Atletico versus our semi is going to be the ultimate anti-football. Anyway, right, we'll get into it. I've called it eyes on the prize. I'm going to ask a very simple question. How Manchester City, who are so shit and so bad, and we all wanted Pep out 4 weeks ago, and we wanted Haaland out, Rivalry out, Diaz out, Nunes out. There was a lot of players.
Who said Nunes out? I never heard anybody say that.
Donnarumma out.
Donnarumma out. Yeah. How we landed into a treble?
Landed into a treble. Let's be humble.
A potential treble. Sorry,
landed upon an opportunity to win a domestic treble.
Potential treble. If we're all as bad,
Still a long ways to go, but
there isn't actually right. We need to stop saying this long ways to go. 7 games is not a long way to go.
Well,
7
I mean, but we
not.
have to pick up 3 points in pretty much all.
No,
of
I know,
games.
but we need to stop saying long.
Rough.
There isn't 7 games is 1 month in your opening season.
Is that counting the cup games? So it could be 9 games if you count the 2 FA Cup games. Right? There's 7 Premier League games left because we don't know when that game in hand is going to be played, and then
yes,
and then 2 and potentially 2 FA Cup games.
Yeah, but we'll play the semifinal next week.
Yes, he does.
Next week?
Yeah, it's next week.
You do realize the season is over in 5 weeks.
Yes.
In 5 weeks' time, we're done. We're finished. So we need to stop doing this long way to go. In 5 weeks, we are done. We are finished.
Okay, it ends on the 24th. Okay, sorry. My brain is still...
This is what I'm saying.
My brain's still in Europe.
Yes, because I'm taking the banter part away. It's time to get serious now, Martin Mash. Apparently, Donnarumma has got a bet.
You were Treble Father pretty seriously early on, though, last time, though. If I remember correctly.
Because I believed more in that squad than I'm believing in this one right now. I didn't think that squad would drop points. This one, I can't say we'll win 7 in a row right now. I want us to do. Can't say we will.
Yeah. I think that's my biggest concern. So that's why Sunday is so huge. Like, I think if we drop points in that game, it's going to be very difficult. But at the same time, Arsenal don't look very good. So they might drop points. They're probably going to drop some more points as well. I mean, Strasbourg Steve, who has been anyhow out for I don't know how long, he even thinks that Newcastle can get something at the Emirates. So that's the outside observation on how well our Arsenal are playing right now. So they could drop some points, but it's really just focusing on we have to win our points, and we have a great opportunity on Sunday to make a big statement.
Yeah, it's all about Sunday. It's not about 7 games, it's about 1 game at a time, and it just so happens that the next game is, I won't say the climax because there's going to be a neck and neck race for the next 6 games after that, but it's certainly the headline game of the 7. So hopefully we put our best foot forward, and I think if we put our best foot forward, we can beat any team on the face of this planet, and that includes Arsenal. So a lot of it's down to us. People talk about Arsenal's injuries, Arsenal's suspensions, Arsenal's form. It's down to us at the end of the day. Over the last 3 games, we've shown how good we can be. And the games before that, we've shown where the floor is. We need to be closer to that ceiling if we want to have any chance of beating Arsenal. It's like Harry said many, many messages ago. Arsenal are in bad form, but it's not like playing Fulham or Wolves. They're still a very good team in their own right. So we've got to be switched on. We've got to be locked in.
What's Donnarumma's got a massive tattoo. He'll be in pain.
He's trying to wind up.
Tattoos, no, because tattoos hurt when you get. I've
right, but he's
yeah, and it's his entire leg. So his entire leg is probably sore. I think that's what he's alluding to. But I think it'll be fine by Sunday. Usually it's just a couple of days.
No, but I just think for us, it's just about what Danny's talking about. It's about us controlling what we can control, us going into the game with a mindset of what we need to get accomplished. And, I know people, had a lot of criticism for Pep. It's going to be the game plan Pep puts down. I think, I know we'll probably talk about the starting lineup, but I think your team's there, and it's all about how we just approach this game.
No, the reason I ask is because I was showing about it of we were happy with the League Cup. I don't know how it. For me, is this because City have picked up or because Arsenal dropped off? Is my main question.
Probably both. A combination of the two. It didn't look like Arsenal were going to drop points. They just kept scraping by, and now they're not quite scraping by anymore. And I think they thoroughly got beat on Saturday. I don't know if Danny saw that game, but I was in Ireland, so I watched the game. So I didn't have to wake up at 4 a.m. to watch.
I do not watch neutral games at 4:30 in the morning.
Neither do I. And if I had not been in that time zone, I would not have watched it. I got lucky.
I mean, for me, I think it is a little bit of both because I think we knew Arsenal was going to drop more points, but it was more about could we win enough games to beat her when they did. I didn't like how Arsenal was playing the past 2 months. I wasn't thinking they're going to run away with the league unless we were losing games, right? So, and that's what it's been. That's really what it's been about this whole season. Really, they dropped a lot of points this season across different times in the season, and we just didn't capitalize on them. I think it's funny enough in the run-in. That's when we're trying to capitalize.
Good evening, Bates. How are you?
Good evening, Martin and Blues. What y'all doing? How y'all feeling?
Can't complain, mate. How are you?
Very relaxed.
Very relaxed. Did you guys enjoy the Champions League games the last 2 days?
Not watched them.
I've been in geometry. I've been in abstract algebra.
Even
I've not watched the two
Barcelona game
League
was
games.
very good.
So none of you guys scouted the Arsenal Sporting game?
Nah, I did the Barca game and then I did the Bayern game. We already know we already know Arsenal's going to be in a low block.
You guys, hey, Martin said
Arsenal's going to be in a low block, Vader.
Relaxed. All right.
I'm just, you know what? I'm relaxed because I'm just. I know everyone wants to go on the hype, but maybe it's me. If we don't listen, do I want to win the league? Of course I do. Am I going to say, a League Cup and an FA Cup's a failure? Because I know what's going to happen now. The rhetoric's going to change. I've been told for 9 months Manchester City is crap. The squad is not good enough. The manager ain't good enough. Arsenal are the best team in the universe. And everyone predicted us fourth, including some in our own fan base at the start of the season.
Right.
And what'll happen is now, because of all the hype and the pressure that even some in our own fan base are now doing, we don't win the league, it'll be a failure. And that's the bit. I'm not going to do this back and forth stuff.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
We're in a fight we're not meant to be in.
I was going to say, we've got no right to be where we are right now.
Yeah, we shouldn't be in this fight.
Like, to me, we've already won a trophy. It's not about the trophies for me. We've already won a trophy. Like, this is a successful season to me if it just ended right now. Anything else is a bonus for me. Is it going to sting if we don't win on Sunday? Sure. But, again, I'm still sort of living off that high of a few weeks ago, that Arsenal game, the FA Cup, the League Cup final. We've got 2 competitions to play for, and I think we're capable of giving a good account of ourselves in both of them.
Arsenal are still in the box seat here. Arsenal can come to the Etihad on Sunday, stink the damn place out, get a 0-0, and low block the hell out of us. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. No, he hasn't changed his mind. There's things going on Martin Mash. Yes, we'll talk about that later on. I just know how the rhetoric's going to go. The rhetoric will change if City don't win the league. I'm seeing it already. City are the favourites. City must. City this, that, and the other. And it's a load of garbage. Nah. It's going to be another stick to beat us with.
Yeah.
This was Arsenal's title, and if they don't win it, the failure's on them. Not us.
I mean, it's way too soon to do the reflective, look back on the season and what transpired, what didn't transpire. But it's going to be a great show when we do that. What I want to kind of piggyback on what you guys all said was, this is a great opportunity that really wasn't expected, that is actually ahead of schedule, that is surprising given the players that we lost and the players that we just acquired and how quickly they've hit the ground. And also the rhetoric around our club, the decisions made with regards to transfers, our manager who lack ideas or is overly loyal or is just, he's burnt out, he's done it all. Like especially with regards to some of the talk around players, right? Players no longer being ambitious or players no longer being at the level, players looking beyond the club. We are so close with a window of opportunity that was not anticipated, that was not expected. And I think I just want to see the club compete. And I think when it comes across as, oh, you're just happy-go-lucky, whatever happens. Well, I want to see the club compete when I know that they haven't put everything in place to be competing right now, right? Like there's a different expectation with this city than past years when we saw the experience of a KDB and a Gundogan and a Mahrez and and a Fernandinho. Like when we've had that accumulation of players and talent, this one's in its development. So I'm kind of like you guys. Like this is bonus. This is bonus. So the game on Sunday. Man, oh man, as bonus as it is, though, I want us to keep this momentum going. I want us to continue on from beating Arsenal, beating Liverpool, beating Chelsea, and to keep the run going. So, yeah, this is happy times for me.
What do you mean, can we go top of the table? Even if we win on Sunday, we can't go top of the table.
Now, we were 3 points behind with a game in hand.
So I mean, some are getting really carried away here, and they're already off. Yeah. They're booking their parades.
Is it because they're already saying the game in hand's a win? Is that why? Is that the thinking of some of the fan base?
I'm more confident in that game in hand than I'm rolling. The thing is, for me, we have to win on Sunday.
Yes.
We can't draw.
Yes.
We have to win. Arsenal could draw. They can better.
No, they very much can
drop points.
But I know it's a lot of buts. Is it because we think that Arsenal aren't dropping any more points after they play us? Because I just want to throw this out there again. I don't like to go too far in advance, but the games that are kind of book-ending what they're about to do now that they've
got hard games. Yeah,
they've got hard games, and they also have games every 4 days. So they're about to play us on Sunday, and correct me if I'm wrong. Do they then not play midweek to play Atleti?
No, that's the following week.
I don't remember.
That's the following week.
They play Atleti after playing Newcastle.
And we're going to have two games.
But around the West Ham fixture, which I think will be I think that's a game I'm looking at for them to drop points in, because it's at West Ham. West Ham have kind of done the business to them at West Ham in the past couple of seasons. And West Ham are not clear yet of relegation, so they will be fighting. And Nuno in particular, if he needs a draw, he can get a draw. He knows how to do it. He's a smart manager. He will see Arsenal's weaknesses, and he will prey on them.
Why does it matter who Arsenal have? It's about us.
Because now, for some reason, everyone's just jumping over the Everton away game and we're fighting.
It's just because they're still ahead of us.
We still want them. Well, it still helps for them to draw points. That's why it's important to look at.
I agree. But I'm telling you now, the Everton away game is not a gimme.
No, what it is, Martin, is all our online fans always say Arsenal don't know the meaning of stay humble. I don't think we do either. We're saying we're going to steamroll Arsenal on Sunday. We're going to steamroll Everton. We're going to steamroll Bournemouth.
Yeah, I hear it.
We do know how to stay humble. Don't do that, Danny.
We've dropped points to much worse teams than Arsenal, Everton, and Bournemouth this season, so I can't count my chickens before they hatch. I'm aware we've been excellent the past month or so, but
what curse?
Since August, it's been a roller coaster of a season. We've had good months, we've had bad months, and I'm not saying I'm not confident in the team, but again, it's the first year of a rebuild, and I'm not expecting ultra consistency.
I hear it.
I just think there's some City fans who are getting a bit ahead of themselves already.
It's also the thing, Martin, if we win, we're going to...
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
It's also the thing of if we win on Sunday, we're going to win the league. No, we've got hard games after that. Our schedule is much more difficult than theirs, but we're we're meat watching, we're dick measuring their schedule like it's some hard thing when ours is very hard as well.
I think it's because of the momentum that happens, right? Like winning breeds more winning, and if you're able to win in a title race versus a team that looked to be stumbling, then that's why I think there's a portion of the fan base being like, yeah, we win Sunday, that momentum's carrying us on, and they're gonna crumble because it's a repeat of them not being able to manage April, and we're gonna kick on. But I hear you, Danny. We still have to do the business. We still have to win and progress, and again stay focused on game by game. And I'm sure the manager and the players know about
do you know what it is to me? I know, and people admit this, I know if we don't win the league, or say we don't beat Arsenal on Sunday,
yeah,
there will be some people, they'll come in this chat, they'll go on Twitter, they'll go and they'll go, Pep's bottled it.
Yeah.
Pep out,
yeah.
and they'll start all that crap again.
Yeah.
When 3 days earlier, you were dancing like we were on a treble. This is my issue. I'm bored of this flip-flopping stuff. It's like you win, you're only successful if you win. That is it. And if I've got to say Pep is only successful if he wins a treble, then every manager moving forward, excuse my French, is fucked.
They're not going to hold that standard to anyone else but Pep, though.
Of course they will.
That's the thing. Okay.
Leopards don't change spots.
Okay, I'm going to say this, and it's a little bit off of football, okay? But I think we're in 2026. I think because so much engagement is monetized, I don't take a lot of what's said online seriously. Because I feel in just how I've seen the shift in some people in terms of how they used to tweet or how they used to message to then how they've now changed. And again, maybe their opinions change, maybe their attitude on what they're going to say online changed. But I just think that the way things are monetized, and again, how people title videos, how people sometimes want to interact on panels, I think they do it because of the engagement, because of the traction, because you know what? If I'm extra about it, it lasts longer. So Martin, if anyone's going to go from encouraging the club, encouraging the players and the manager to not getting the result versus Arsenal, and again, I understand if it's a disaster, right? Let's say Pep does a madness and starts 7 attacking players, right? Mm-hmm. But if it's a game where we just happen to lose to a better Arsenal in the day, those fans that want to go out and talk crazy about Pep, we can't take all that too seriously. I don't think we can. It
should never be league or bust. That's my biggest issue. It shouldn't be a league or a bust situation.
That's fair.
And the thing is, and what I don't want to do is the League Cup. Say we win the League Cup. I'm not even guaranteeing the FA Cup yet because I still want to give.
No, we did win the League Cup. What do you mean say we beat?
Because again, the 17 unbeaten. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and go Southampton and nobody's will roll them over.
Right.
Yes, on paper we should win. Football is not played on paper. Never is. Mm-hmm. But the simple fact is, what I don't want to do is get into debates in the summer of the League Cup and the FA Cup and City finish second. That's not good enough. Because we're in. Let's be straight. We're in this title fight because Arsenal have dropped.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Yeah,
we're not in this title race because we went on a 15-game winning spree.
Yeah.
We always said Arsenal had to drop for us to get involved in this.
Yeah.
Now they have, but let's be honest. 5 weeks ago, we drew with West Ham, and everyone was doing baby in the bathwater stuff.
And let me add to that, Martin. Again, because we do live online, we interact with our City fans as well as rivals. I'm not entertaining any level. Kels, Danny, Ed, hear me out. I'm not entertaining any rival criticism. Right? I don't want a Liverpool fan talking about my club. I don't want a Chelsea fan talking about my club. I don't want to unite. They're not telling me anything about, oh, you messed up this season. Oh, you screwed things up. I don't want to hear any of that. They have no right to comment because of what their club actually did this season. Liverpool should be challenging Arsenal. It shouldn't be only left on our shoulders.
Well, did you see that today?
They spent $500 million million. Where are they?
Just, I know we're
They're
not doing
hauling.
other clubs, but Liverpool fans have had a disastrous evening because Orstein's broke that slot staying next year.
I did not see that. What?
But we'll get into that on another show.
Oh, let me get some
Yeah,
tears.
you know what,
No,
Nick?
let me
I'm with
see
you. A cup double is not a failure. Second in a cup double in a rebuild is not a failure.
Not at all.
Again, and we've had
Oh,
seasons.
sorry, go on, Ed. Whoa.
No.
Ed, you're sat there going, I don't know. Go on.
that.
Explain.
I'm agreeing with you. A cup double in a rebuild year when nobody said we win any trophies.
No, you can say if you want. It's not. It's your opinion.
No, I agree with you.
know.
I think
It's okay, Ed. You're not on camera. You can say.
Yeah, you're not on camera, mate. You're not in court here. Me and Danny will have a chat with you afterwards about it. But carry on.
Yo. No, I think a cup double and coming second. It just depends on how. For me, it just depends on how we finish second. Like if we finish second, like on a good note, on a good high going into next season. Like if it's Arsenal winning, we're winning all the way to the end. I'm fine with that, right? I think if we drop some points here and there, I think it would feel like we never were able to keep a good track going. Like you kind of want to see consistency from a rebuilding team to see that, okay, they can step by step. And that's why we won a trophy. Everybody was happy, but you still want to see them finish strong too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, if we don't win the title, I don't think it's because of these next 7 games. I think it's just because there's just been a lot of cumulative, like really poor points that were dropped. That's very unlike us. Like, both games against Brighton, both games against Spurs, like the West Ham and the Forest game recently. I think that would probably be more of why we don't win a title. Because it has turned around a lot in the past couple.
Is that part of transition though? Is that what?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, which is, I predicted us to finish second before the season started, so I don't think I'll like lose my head if we don't finish first, because I never expected us to win the title. Sure, I'll be a little disappointed if because it's like, oh, it was right there, but it'll come down to just the mistakes that happen during a transition, and young players developing, and that happens.
Hey, Kels, have you heard anything with regards to Gavardiol, like timelines, his return?
No. Should I call him right now and ask him?
Oh, I mean,
call my husband and ask him.
I know you keep close tabs on him. That's why I was asking.
I've been on vacation the past 2 weeks, Vader. I've missed it all. I saw him running on a treadmill in a tweet.
Because but Teal, there's some, and I hear what you're saying, and this is what someone said, but I'm going to come to Danny on this. I look at Arsenal as a team that are built over 6 years. This squad. So they've added each year. Manchester City in the last 12 months have brought in 16 new players, I believe. So our rebuild and their rebuild are completely at different levels here. Very different levels. But what we've done is basically nearly knocked the house down and rebuilt from the ground up. Arsenal have been adding a little bit of tears each year, like we used to do. What we've done in the last since the treble is completely knock a lot of it down. So I don't know, Danny. I think people are looking at these rebuilds in 2 separate issues for me.
No, never mind. Since the takeover, mate, we had 2 sort of middle-ish seasons. Then you build up, you win the FA Cup, you win the league, and then a few years down the line, maybe 5-10 years down the line, you're.
Did he freeze?
I don't know. Rebuilds aren't done overnight. Danny's like I've said.
Danny caught Martin's internet.
No, there's a bit of an issue with StreamYard at the minute. StreamYard's having a couple of days of issues, which is mad.
StreamYard is hoeing right now, as we like to say.
It would kick me out 3 times on Tariq's stream. So I think this is what it's doing. It's a StreamYard thing at the minute. Probably doing some updates behind the scenes and all that stuff that they do. But carry on, Danny.
Oh, no, I'm done. Again, we've had results in our past. We've had it leading up to Mancini trophies. We had it in Pep's first couple of years. And again, this is no different. It's not going to be a 1-year thing. It's like I've said, people think rebuild means re-treble or re-Centurions. We're very, very lucky to be in the position we're in right now. And it's not entirely of our own doing, like we've said. Arsenal peaked in November, have been gradually getting lower and lower. But with us, it's not like we've been building up. We've been up, we've been down. By the month, we've been either good or bad. So it just is what it is, really. Swings and roundabouts. I don't have high expectations. Like, this season's already met and even exceeded my expectations. Like I've said, whatever happens from now is just a bonus.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, if we win the treble, I'll celebrate it.
Oh,
I'll celebrate it, and I'll be sure. But I want to enjoy. I'll do it when we've done it.
We're still on the journey right now. So
for 6 months, I was slagging off Arsenal fans of being arrogant and cocky. I'm booking parades in November and December. Now we're doing it, and I'm like, no, you're doing exactly what we slagged off Arsenal fans for. We're doing it.
I want one game at a time, because I don't want to get too ahead of myself, because of, again, for those fans that said if it's not a domestic trouble, it's a terrible season, or it's not good. That's wild to me. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself, because I know how rare, I know how it was considered impossible to do. Right? Pep and this club did it before, when Sir Alex Ferguson said a domestic trouble will never happen. It's not possible. And he had some of the most stacked United teams in terms of pursuing that. I don't want to get ahead of myself, because it's a dream now. It's a dream if we were to do it, because it'd be done twice. So I just want one game at a time. Let's continue to apply some pressure with regards to Arsenal. This Sunday game, the reason why I was surprised that none of you were scouting. All right. And again, I had to slap myself a few times, open the window really bright to let in some fresh air, because their games are hella boring. And it was a struggle to watch. It was a 0-0, and the opportunities were far and few in between. But I want to watch. All right. So let me just give you a little bit of what I noticed. Throughout the entire, I think they played 94 minutes. So it went to extra time, but, or added time. And it was their entire defense, which obviously Saliba and Gabriel were most concerned with in terms of that defense. They played the entire 94 minutes, and Zubamendi and Rice apparently was questionable going into this game, because he had a bad step and he was kind of walking ginger. He also played the entire 94 minutes. Now missing was Timber, Saka, Odegaard. We have an opportunity to really put them to the sword on Sunday. Obviously, because the pressure, we're at home, but some of these players, they're not, in my opinion, I don't think they're going to be fully fit. So I would love to see us bring that intensity from minute one and see whether they can keep up with us. But yeah, that's a brief scouting report with regards to Arsenal. Yeah, their attack is still horrible, by the way.
See, by the way, I'm not bothered about. See, this is my thing, Kate, and I hear this all the time. We play better football. We're going to be honest. Liverpool played better football than us when we won the title, and they finished second. But I wasn't sat there going, Liverpool played better football, and so what?
Wait. The year they won the title,
No. The year we got, was it 98? They got 97. People were saying
18, 19, yeah.
Far better football than us. That's what everyone was. Because remember, that was where they give them a trophy, because they played such great football, and they got laughed out of it. I don't. To me, this is my issue. Does it matter how you play? You play to your strength.
No, I gotta stop you there. You're in host mode right now, Martin. I gotta stop you right there. There. Because
can I just do this super chat before you roll?
Absolutely.
Patrick, big up, mate. God bless America, US. Hope you're feeling good, mate. It was lovely speaking to you the other
day. I just want to butt in about this. I actually got to beat Patrick last week. I spent
in real life. In real life.
Yeah, in real life. We had a True City Fan TV meetup in Dublin. Strasbourg Steve flew in from Boston, and I was flying in on the last leg of my vacation. We spent a couple days with Pat, and he's a wonderful human being, and I feel very blessed to have got to meet him, and it was a great time. We sat around at his house on Saturday and watched the Arsenal game. We watched Liverpool game. We watched some Bundesliga games. Like, we were just sitting there, just bantering and chatting, and it was just a wonderful experience. So I just
Shout out
wanted to
to
share
Pat.
that. It was great. I posted a couple pictures on Twitter if anybody wants to see, and we had a great time.
Yeah, and we do
That's
wish
nice.
They were good.
thoughts and
They're cool.
prayers to everything for Patrick. And me and Pat had a good chat the other day, and he's so thoughts and prayers with him. Top bloke. For a long time knowing him. Top bloke. So send him all your love as well. Go on, Vader, cook me as you were about to.
No, I was gonna cook you, but I just had to stop you because the conversation about whether Liverpool played better football than us at the time that we won it, I'll hear it, I'll entertain it, but I think that's more of a splitting hairs combo because we were both playing good football. You could maybe say, okay, they were playing better. We can't have that same conversation with what we're seeing from Arsenal. Like that's why it's not apples to apples. What Arsenal have done to the game is nowhere close to good football.
Yeah, but the top of the league, mate, I doubt they care.
Okay, but the only reason why you don't care when you haven't eaten for 20 years, right? You don't care. You're just eating. But when you can eat something more refined, when you can eat something with some great flavor, not just getting the calories in, there's a difference. And I think, of course, Arsenal fans do not care. Top of the league, give me this.
I don't know, guys. I know a lot of top Arsenal accounts. I said even if they win, they want Arteta sacked.
Yes, and I was going to get to that.
To see that, yeah.
Yeah, because they realize that it's a temporary, like they'll get over the line, but they know that it's not we'll get here again. We're building a dynasty or we're building something that's going to be sustainable. Exactly, Kels. So, yeah, you can say, I just want the trophy. I want to get it now. But they know that there's a price to pay because they won't be in contention.
So defend the people who wanted Pep out 4 weeks ago.
Wait,
some of them are in the chat.
Why would I defend the people that wanted Pep out a week ago?
You're saying Arsenal fans wanting Arteta out. If we play this breathtaking football, why were people trying to sack Pep 4 weeks ago?
Because they didn't see the vision. They did. Okay. All right. There's been fans that wanted Pep out before he did the magical season in terms of the trouble. There's been fans that wanted Pep out when we, scraped across the line, but we did something never seen in English football in winning the four-peat. So there are going to be fans with that perspective, and I don't need to go overboard and say why I disagree or why they can have their point of view, because we can all have our own point of view. But I think what Pep has shown us, as great as he is, obviously he can make mistakes, but he's going to make a lot less mistakes than any other manager, which is why I'm in the boat where I still want Pep here, because I know he's better than the rest. The criticism that happened early in the season is, why is he doing these combinations? They don't seem to work. Or why are you experimenting? Why are you maybe throwing in this combination when you know this works? Well, again, and I like using the Fulham example, we were crushing that game, 5-1. Pep decides to take off Nico G, and at the time we didn't have a Rodri, right? He takes off Nico G because we're going to need Nico G to be available to play in that 6, because we didn't really have the system in place moving forward, and we surrendered 3 goals, and then it was nervy and all that kind of stuff. But he didn't make that mistake again, right? We also see that he made, and again, I know the timing hurts us, right? He made some mistake, and he plays such an attacking line in the UCL first leg versus Real Madrid, and it comes back to bite us. But he's been doing that throughout the season so that we can get to a point where he's like, I've experimented those mistakes. It's not going to cost me moving forward. Look at what's happening at Arsenal right now. Because again, if we're going to use the conversation, because everything gets measured to who's top of the league, right? Who's leading this? Why aren't we closer? What did our manager do not to have us closer and all that stuff? But Arteta has been running pretty much the same 11, same 12 over and over and over again, where it's to the point where they're on tired legs. They're on players that have been introduced to carry the water a little bit, but don't have the confidence to do it, right? So every Arsenal fan, mom, dad, was saying the reason why they lost when it came down to Southampton, when it came down to what happened in the League Cup, was, you know what, it's not the main starters, it's not the main guys. Well, you should be able to still get a result versus Southampton if it's not your main guys, right? They did the whole complaint about Kepa playing in when we played our second keeper as well. I just happen to think that Pep is the absolute best, If you happen to disagree, that's fine. Your reality is going to happen soon enough because Pep's not going to be here forever. And what I do know is the fans that want Pep out are going to have even less patience for the next manager in. So it's one of those where, like, you can say what you want. I don't care because I think the club has been making the right decisions for us to be better than our ops, and we are here for a reason.
No, to be blunt here, Connor, no.
Wait,
well,
what?
Nico
What did that
G
say?
comes on because Roger gets subbed off because we're up 4 or 5-0. I don't think anyone's going to complain.
Yeah, that's different, but I don't want to. But I think Nico G, bringing on Nico G against Arsenal when he's not played for nearly 4 months is a bit unfair.
You mean to start? You mean no? He'll come on as a
Oh,
sub.
Yeah. He'll only come on as a sub if we're up comfortably.
Yeah, he'll only come on and
Or if
sub will
Rodri
be
gets
Rodra.
injured, which
He'll
we
be
hope
Rodra.
doesn't happen.
It is what it is. Again, I don't really
That's the
care.
only way Nico
I
G-
don't care who plays as long as we win. If he comes on, he comes on. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
Yeah,
I think we're just at the point where it's like this is the 11, and that's what's
Yeah,
gonna play.
and rightly so.
Unless something
April.
happens, yeah. So I'm.
Rightly so.
I think
you
this
notice I haven't mentioned Nico G in a while because I'm just I accept what's going on right now. I'm not gonna.
too many people are getting too
The rest
bothered
of the
about it.
You know
agenda.
what? I like vacations. Kels has come back all relaxed. Look, she's got some sun. You can see it in her cheeks right now. I like calm
She
down,
gets
relaxed
sunburnt in
Kels.
Albania. 22 degrees and a nice beach. Oh, I got burnt. I literally came home and I was like, "Ooh, it's red."
Oh damn.
Yeah. Right, let's talk about Sunday. Danny, where do you see it? As in the 11 or whatever? Where are you viewing this? Same 11 for you?
But yeah, it's another cup final for us, pretty much. Same 11. There's no reason to change it. And dare I say, I think Pep's finally found this formula. It's taken him a bit. It's taken him a bit longer than it usually does. It's because Martin said to me before, we've got a 28-man squad now. There's more players, therefore mathematically more combinations to try out. And fortunately, I think right at the right time, he's found his formula. So keep playing the same players, and I'm expecting the same results. Obviously, it's football. Anything can happen. Like I've said, we've dropped points from much worse teams than this Arsenal team. But I'm going in pretty confident. And in a way, we don't deserve to be in this position based on the season. We're going in with house money in a way. So it is what it is. So let's just see what happens.
Yeah. And
What did I say that was passive aggressive? What did I do? What did I do there?
Ask him. Samir, can you respond back to that? He doesn't know. I'm behind on the comments.
Yeah, I'll be specific if you want me to be specific with something.
And by the way, listen, we'll come to it, but I'm not going to be signing mass. I don't know. Guys, this is a bit I'm going to say on this. The World Cup is like 7 weeks away. Agents are now doing their job. Last week, we got linked with 7 midfielders. We're not buying 7 midfielders.
No.
Just because a name appears on Twitter does not mean we're signing them.
And it's our biggest week of the season as well. Like this stuff feels like it can wait, can't
Just
it?
chill on the transfer stuff. The only one that is close is Elliot Anderson. That is it. And Javaro Reed. They're the only two that are solid things.
I didn't like your answer, Martin.
What am I going to say?
By
the way, I did ask about Kovacic. They're looking at selling him in the summer, so they want to show everyone that he's fit and he's playing.
Okay, so that's a midfielder leaving, so we know we're getting a midfielder to replace him. Bernardo's leaving. We know that's
anyway. No. Let me do the Arsenal section before we go into the Moneyball combo that I know people want to do. Kel, where are you at with Thunder?
I'm just very nervous because that's the kind of fan I am. I've had the butterflies in my stomach all week. I do think we'll stick with the same 11. I think we need to get a win. I'll be watching that game with a lot of nerves, and like always, just because it's a big game, and it's just this could really could turn into a very special season, and but you just never know what can happen in a game. Remember, we started out that game last year when Arsenal came to the Emirates, and we were absolutely cooking them, and then Rodri tore his ACL, and we struggled to get a draw in that game. So I hope that something like that doesn't happen. But I feel confident. I feel confident what City are gonna do. I just hope that I hope the ref punishes their shenanigans, because they're gonna time waste. They're gonna go in for the corners and all that stuff, and that is one area that does kind of concern me, because if there is one critique that I do have on Donnarumma, is I don't think he's the strongest on corners. I'm not saying he's like a disaster. I just think that he sometimes struggles with them. And so we have to be top notch. But to be fair, he was very good against them at the Emirates when they were in much better form. And he did very good on the corners in that game. So I'm hoping for a repeat of that. But yeah, I'm just, I can't give a prediction right now because like I said, I'm just very nervous about this game. I hope we win. I really hope we win.
It's funny, and that's your prerogative. Like, I know Arsenal are top of the league, but I don't get that same butterfly feeling that I do on Derby week or back when Klopp's Liverpool was about. Like, I'd be nervous all week for those games.
Yeah, it's true.
It'd be full time of the game before, and right at full time, I'd be shitting it for Liverpool. But
I have no nervousness for Sunday.
No, I don't either.
Oh my
One,
God.
because it's Arsenal.
I'm
Two,
nervous
because it's house money.
Yeah, the reason I'm nervous is because every time I've had faith in the team, they've shit the bed. So, pardon my French on that one, but
Okay, hold on.
so I think I've been kind of negative with my predictions lately. So maybe I'll just stick with being negative, because we seem to prove me wrong every time. So I'm going for the anti-jinx or something.
Right, okay, but let me ask you, right, because this back to my question earlier, and it's fine if you are you someone who thinks we should win the title then?
Wait,
I think there's
No, wait, I'm going to ask the question.
I don't say title or bust, and the season's a complete waste. I think we have an opportunity to, but I'm not expecting it.
Yeah.
So why are you nervous? This is my point.
I want to win it.
Wait, no.
I want to be guy. They run on me.
We all do that, but we all do.
No, hold on, Danny,
I
Mark.
want to win it.
Were you guys nervous this past Sunday?
Yes.
What, for Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yes,
Not
I'm
really.
nervous.
Not really, no.
I predicted 3-1.
Okay. Were you
Because
nervous?
the games that we expect to win is where we've just unexpectedly dropped points. So
Were you guys nervous versus Liverpool? Were you nervous for the Liverpool game?
If you want my honest answer.
Some of you have never even watched him play, and you're saying
All right, go on, Martin, go on.
Go on, carry on, Danny.
If you want my
Sorry.
honest answer, I think since that 4-peat, I haven't been the same level of nervous for any one game in particular, because I've seen us do everything now. Why is that so problematic?
Martin, you're gonna let Danny get away with saying since the 4-peat he hasn't been nervous.
No. I'm not saying I
I'll
haven't
be
been
nervous
nervous.
for the rest of my life. That's just
I'm
the kind of
saying-
fan that I am.
We've
I'm
got
nervous about
opinions.
every team I watch, every sport, my entire life. That's just the kind of fan that I am. And
I didn't say I'm not nervous. I'm just saying I'm not as nervous.
Okay.
I think there's a
Okay.
distinction. But
All right, but this is what I was getting at. Okay, so you guys are saying you're not nervous for this upcoming Arsenal game. Kels and I are nervous. I'm not sure
yeah,
what.
That's
totally
fine, though.
fair.
That's just
totally fair.
different.
Totally fair.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
we're playing against league leaders right now. We're playing against the team that's now semifinals in the Champions League. We're playing against this Arsenal, who we've fought against for us winning 2 of our prems, right? We have to go against them to win our treble. We have to go against them to win our 4-peat. We fell off last season, so did they. Liverpool stepped in. You guys are kind of calm going into the game on Sunday. I think so much is weighing on this game, right? Because again, as much as it is bonus for us, it's kind of like we're that one scratch away from getting 3 cherries, or what is it? Like, you know what I mean? Like that scratch card where you can get you can win some money.
Yeah.
We are, this game on Sunday could be that, you know what? Oh, our team's about it. These players are dialed in. The inconsistencies that we've had throughout the season, they seem to be locked in. Like, that's the nervousness that I have. I think we are that good because of the performances we saw from Chelsea, Liverpool, and now Arsenal. And now again, to beat Arsenal a second time is going to be difficult in itself, right? To be undefeated versus this club for the season is going to be difficult. But
See,
we're at
can
home.
I just bring up, and it's their opinion,
Yeah.
right? But this is when I do kickbacks. The boys saying, better not get embarrassed in front of 1 billion viewers. What do you mean, better not get embarrassed?
But it doesn't reflect on you. How does it reflect on you, though?
yeah, it's just someone in a chat like that.
No,
It doesn't have
I
anything to do
don't.
with your
No, hang on. No, I don't mean me. But if City get embarrassed, how does it affect me, you, or anyone else? We're not on the team.
No, but it does affect us. It's going to ruin my
Some
week.
of us will get bantered on shows, and that can affect
Martin,
us.
why are you doing this?
But
Why?
Some
Are you...
people,
No,
get very nasty on those banter shows.
Martin, you're acting brand new tonight. You're acting brand new tonight.
No, Kelsey's in there on the head. Too many people get bothered by getting bantered.
Well, I get targeted with.
Can I say,
Martin?
Martin? Too many people get bothered by what happens online. Online's not reflective of the real big blue world.
Because, for example, you'll go in a show and you'll get the Arsenal fans, and it's like, right.
All right. Okay.
I'm not scared of it. I'm sorry. Win, lose, or draw, I turn up. I don't go into hiding when we lose.
We're not saying that. We're not saying about being scared.
We win.
Okay.
No, Martin, you kind of do though.
Yeah, you kind of do.
No,
you've been going into Arsenal all week.
Yeah.
No, because I don't like the fan base. That's the difference. I don't like their fan base, whether they've won or they don't.
Wait, have you guys seen Martin? Have you guys seen Martin gloating? It's some of the funnest thing to see online. Like when he tunes in, he's not invited to a certain panel show, but he'll call in and he's gloating. That's some of the best YouTube you'll ever see.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, because people it's called banter. I do that.
Yeah, I know, but I know I'm not against it. I think it's brilliant. Yeah, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, Martin. You're on the ground. You're in Manchester. If you happen to play a game on Saturday, the results don't go your way. You're not feeling great on Sunday. That's really what we all feel as fans. It's not necessarily like we're going to hiding.
Yeah, no, that I get. Yeah, no, that I get.
And again, there's ways to lose as well, right? If we were to lose or have a draw on Sunday, it's not the end of the world, but it's also, would it be like a disastrous loss at home? I mean, I had a terrible week. I'm not going to lie. I had a terrible week when we lost 5-1 last season.
Oh God, yeah.
Right.
That hurt. That hurt because I started doubting on whether the players were going to whether they actually played hard, because we conceded so many. And again, I know it wasn't at home. It was away. But it's one of those where again, there's ways to lose. I don't want to be embarrassed on Sunday. Is it the end of the world? Am I not going to show my face? Of course I'm going to show my face. But I think we're so close to doing something special, and that's all that it is for Sunday. That's all that it is.
I accept that. I accept we could be. But my point is, and again, see, this is what I'm saying in the chat. People in the chat are already getting ready because I know what's going to happen. They lose, they'll come in, pep shit, team shit, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
When we were not meant, this is what I can't do this, mate. This is the point Danny's made. We can't do this flip flop one week to the other, a pep in, pep out. We are a business as well. I know I don't like that term, and I hate looking at it at that term.
Yeah.
Because I don't see football clubs as businesses, but I also know they are. The club can't look at it as, well, you win one week, I'm Pep's mate. Your next week, I'm not Pep's mate.
No. The club
can't run like that.
Yeah.
And this thing, it's like all of a sudden, we've hit an 11 that is very, very good. That doesn't mean that 11's the 11 for the rest of Manchester City's career for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
There's going to be changes still.
Of course.
It's like
the next 7 games, though, it's pretty.
They get too laser focused into one thing and they become obsessed with it. So, like a Nico G. So, Nico G can never be dropped. That's why I said months ago, he ain't Rodri. When Rodri's back, Rodri's back. Mamouche is not Haaland. End of.
They're still good players, though. It's not like they're just scrubs.
But the backups, that's my whole point.
Pretty damn good players, though. And, I think we've seen the team succeed.
Pretty damn good players get
playing
minutes on a
extended
pitch,
games, too.
Pretty damn good players get minutes on a pitch. They don't get baby rash sitting on a bench. So at the end of the day,
listen. The aftermath of this game will last as long as you want to make it last. Two of my best friends are Arsenal fans. One of my professors is an Arsenal fan. If we lose, I'm not saying I'm preparing for a loss. If we lose, sure, I'll get ribbing for 24 hours, but it'll be back to real world stuff. We'll be back to he's my geometry professor. He's got to grade my paper. He's not going to be coming into class every day ribbing me. It's an online thing.
He's going to deduct points from your exam. If you win, if City win, he's taking points away from you.
Again, after that 5-1, I had to walk into his class the next day. He said, haha, fun game yesterday, and that was it. it's an online thing, this whole drawn out stuff. And that's why I like the real world more. But anyway.
I also have literal money writing on this because I stupidly made a bet with an Arsenal fan over who's going to win the league. And I don't want to pay him. The last time we made a bet was the treble season, and I got a free shirt out of it. So I'm hoping for that to, I would like to, I don't want to pay this guy. I want him to pay me.
Yeah.
So I have a literal stake in this.
Ed, how do we beat Arsenal on Sunday?
How do we beat Arsenal? I think for me, I think we all know they're not going to be attacking. I think it's going to be us having to break them down and trying to deal with the counterattacks, the long balls to maybe a Martinelli or a Trossard I know when Drake went down today, so I don't even know if Saka's going to be there. So we'll see. But I heard
a rumor Saka's missing the World Cup, so I don't think I would count on him. But again, it's a rumor and innuendo.
Who knows?
Nothing official.
Yeah, so I just, I think that's going to be the game, really us having to break them down. And I think, going into international break, a lot of us were talking about, our attackers are not being clinical, they're not being efficient. To now we're saying we're confident we can score a couple goals in any given game. So I think it's going to be about us taking our chances. It's going to be about us being clinical, and let's see how it turns out.
Yeah. I mean, anyone else want to jump in how tactically we can get the job done on Sunday?
I've put my bet in. I just don't want him to change anything.
Vader will be back in 5 minutes. He's just dealing with something.
Yeah, I think it'll be the same 11, and I think we look to our superstars. We look to Turkey to create some magic, and Nico O'Reilly's been outstanding. Maybe he'll do something special, and I would like to see Holland, get back on the score sheet. But I know he also does a lot without scoring. If he's a decoy or whatever, that creates space that Nico O'Reilly's been taking advantage of. So if you have to go that route,
Nico O'Reilly don't play. I think Nori goes into the left wing back position and does the job anyway.
Yeah, and he's a damn good player himself.
Yeah, he's been great. That's another one who hasn't been playing a lot lately. But before he got benched, I thought he was doing very well. So I won't be upset if I see him come into a game because I think he's a very good player, and I think he's fitting in nicely with City. So
I think it's just going to be. We all know when we see that switch turn on for City, and I think it's just going to be about. Are we going to do the same thing till we wait to the second half, or are we going to try to be a little bit more, pedal to the metal in the beginning of the game? So that's where I am. We're our mindset approaching this game, how we start off the game. I think I would take our attackers, and their defense hasn't been that great in the past few games. So we're gonna get chances.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's not them, it's us. If we perform as the best Manchester City we can be, I think we'll do them. I think we'll beat them. It's about us, it's not about them. And we just have to be decisive in the big moments. And in the last 3 games, we've shown that we have players that can really step up to the plate and perform when big things are asked of them. So I have faith we can do it. But again, football's unpredictable. So if we don't win, we don't win. It's possible.
I mean, for me, I think the only change probably will be, and I'm not sure at the moment O'Reilly's not as bad as first fade, but we'll get more on that on Friday. Pat will confirm whether he's fit or he's not fit. But I think the only if there is a change, it'll be Nori for O'Reilly, and that's it. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think, like I said, I think he's found his 11.
And don't press him. You don't need to press him. Let them try and figure out how they come out with the ball. Because to me, I think what we did in the cup final, and especially in the second half, shows it. We have to. We don't. When you don't pressurize Arsenal, they run out of ideas. They don't know where to go with it. That's why they do a lot of back passes and everything else, because they don't know where to go. They can't find the gaps and the spaces. So just, you don't need to rush and press them. I mean, I'm, like you spot on him, just play our game. The game doesn't have to be won in the first 5 or 10 minutes. Really doesn't. I know it helps and everyone will want that, but it doesn't have to be won in the first 5 or 10 minutes. I don't want to.
If we did score in the first 5 minutes, that would probably
it
really
will do. But this
them.
is my worry, is that people are I'm talking about nervous. I'd get more nervous for a cup final than I would Sunday. And you know why? Because in a cup final, it's 190 minutes you're playing for the trophy. We can win on Sunday and we can still lose the title in a few games down the road. Sunday, yes, it's you've got to win for us to stay in this title race. Totally agree with that and keep it in our hands, but it's not a death nail anywhere. A cup final is a death nail. You lose or you win it on the day. That's where I'm nervous about. Because what we'll do is we'll be nervous about Sunday, then we'll be nervous about Burnley, then we'll be nervous about Everton away, and I can't run. I can't run like just not enjoying the rest of the season here.
But that's how it was.
I will be.
That's how it was in 21-22 when we played Liverpool towards the end of the year, when they could have come to the Etihad and beaten us and gone up. We drew that game 2-2. It didn't make any of the other games less nerve-wracking. We still had to go to West Ham, had to play Villa. So we had Newcastle, I think, in there, and then that was right after that Real Madrid collapse.
Yeah, the next game is going to be our biggest game. That's
the Burnley game away. Do you remember when Aguero scored? We went to Burnley away. We're racing against Newcastle, against Liverpool again in the same season you were 18-19. And everyone was going, we'll go to Burnley and smash them 5-0. We scored very late on with a goal line literally rolling.
That was sent me over the line. And that was a nervy game. They had Chris Wood and that was Barnes up top, and they nearly scored a couple times. Yeah,
and that's Burnley away. That's what I mean. I can't run the next 7 games biting my nails down to the last breath. Now, don't get me wrong. If we go into Villa and we win to win the league, then you get nervous. That's when fans can get nervous.
Yeah, that is a cup final. That's a one-off game to win the league. Yeah,
exactly. That's why I'm not nervous about Sunday. Because I'm going to stand. It's not a cop-out. I'm not meant to be here. I'm at a party I was never invited to. Everyone's told me so many times this team's crap.
Yeah, for me, I get nervous. I'm not nervous throughout the week, but you get nervous 5-10 minutes before it's about to kick off because you just want your team to perform, right? You just want them to go out there and show good account of themselves. A cup final it'll be a different feeling from this game, but for me, I know probably 5-10 minutes is really going to start to kick in. It's a big time game. Let's do it.
Because it don't work like that, Connor. Burnley were done the last time we played them, and we still only came with a 1-0 win.
Southampton last year, they were relegated.
Yeah, 0-0.
Crap that day. Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, these teams will put the nastiest of the nastiest low block sometimes.
And we struggled against them at the Etihad too. I mean, I know we scored a couple goals late. Nunes was great in that game, but it was kind of dusty for a while, and we were only up because they scored 2 own goals. So they gave us a game there, or at the Etihad. So they could give us a game at Burnley too, at Turf Moor.
Yeah, Connor, you're talking too much about Burnley. We've got a big game beforehand. It's not about Burnley yet.
I don't even know when we play Burnley. I know we play Arsenal next. I literally don't know what they have.
Well, the other thing no one's figured out yet, we're gonna have, if we beat Southampton, we're gonna have 2 games in hand that we've got to fit in somewhere as well.
And that's going to distort the table for a while.
We're going to be going back to playing 3 games a week because of the games in hand situation. Because you're going to have the Burnley game has already been rescheduled. If we reach the cup final, again, I'll use the word if, you're going to have the Bournemouth game that's going to get rescheduled. And we've got a Crystal Palace game that we don't know when there is because they're still in Europe. And it looks like they're going to go all the way to the final. So what I mean? That Palace game may be stuck right in between the Villa game. So we don't know where we're going to be. This is what I'm saying. This is just going to go right till the very end, and that's all we can ask for.
Yeah. Unless Arsenal drops more points.
Unless Arsenal drop more points. Yeah, I agree with that. But the trouble is, as to people's point, I can't do anything about Arsenal. I'm not. Let Arsenal, like I said, do the breakfast, the dinner, and the lunch, and the TikToks. Let them enjoy it. The trouble is, and it's like, for some weird reason, the guy with the bottle, the towel, got on everyone's nerves on Sunday. Like, come on.
Oh, God, yeah. Some Arsenal fan was like, that guy just reignited our season, and he doesn't know it.
Do you know what it is?
I'm like, sure, Jan, sure he did.
I'm going to say it. I feel like this is people are trying to drum this up as some fake rivalry.
No, this is.
They're trying to drum this
a fake rivalry. This isn't a rivalry, though. It's not.
That's one the point. That's
yeah,
the
exactly.
Point.
It's City versus United, and a push if you want to put Liverpool in there. But
well, it's also not a rivalry when one team always wins.
But again, I'm sorry this is going to sound off. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, and I'll say this tomorrow. It is Liverpool and United are more intense, and I mean the Arsenal game on Sunday probably will. Don't get me wrong. But the Liverpool games, that Liverpool game in the FA Cup was so intense because of the rivalry with it. There was a historic thing with that. It's Liverpool, it's Manchester. If Arsenal were in a title race, these games would be out. No one would care about it. And that's not a dig at Arsenal. It wouldn't. It's only because of this, because of the situation we're in. There's no deep-rooted hatred between the two clubs.
No, there's not. They used to be a consistent fourth place team. They weren't near titles for quite. They're runner up a couple of times, mind you. But again,
I think it's more of a little brother trying to show he can show up big brother every now and then. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I suppose so. But for me, like I said, I just think you don't press them. You let them have the ball, see what they do with it. And at the moment, 9 times out of 10, they're just going backwards with it. That's all they're doing with it.
I keep hearing that Declan Rice is this Ballon d'Or like elite player, and I'm like, okay, show us on Sunday. Progress the ball and be a world-class 8. Because you weren't against Bournemouth. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, he limped off the pitch tonight. I don't know. I didn't watch that game, but I've heard some.
I'm going to go around. I'll get your predictions. Done it. And we're beating them. What's your prediction? Don't give me a score prediction. Just win, draw, or lose.
I have to be positive. I think we'll win marginally. City 2, Arsenal 1.
Oh, he's even giving me a score prediction.
And I'm going to predict a late winner as well.
Oh,
I think the instinct I get is in this title race. If we take it all the way, there's going to be some unlikely hero moment at some point. I'm not talking like Company was starting every game in that run. I'm talking like someone who's fallen out of favor, someone who the fans don't necessarily like is going to come off the bench and score a winner. And
Savinho is going to endear himself.
We need the entire squad for this run, and we really do. We need everyone to lock in and show up if we are to take it all the way. So. I'm going to say 2-1, and we'll just see what happens.
Calster, again, you don't have to give score predictions. You can just give win, lose, or draw.
I can't even give a prediction. I'm so bad.
You are nervous, aren't you? You are really nervous.
That's just how I get.
Bernardo Silva winner.
Bernardo Silva winner. And Kels comes on and has tomatoes thrown at her. Yes, okay, there you go. City win, Bernardo Silva winner.
Ed?
I'll probably go with a City win. I know we'll probably do predictions tomorrow, so I just say a City win.
I like this shout in the chat about Husanov. That'd be quite fun. Let's give Savinho some love. How about Savinho? Savinho on this run is going to score a big goal. How does that sound before the end of the season?
Right. A comment. Now, I want to bring this up. Danny, before you roll your eyes, Danny knew this conversation was coming up because we spoke.
I don't know how to roll my eyes.
Right, there was a message in the group chat from Rajak, who's not here, funnily enough. So thought we'll have a chat about it. Because obviously City have been linked with kiddie pool all over again over the last week. We're buying every 16, 17 and 18-year-old that are moving in the market. And Rajak made a very fair comment. Is Viana trying to do Moneyball? Now, I was a little bit kickbacky on it because I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. Don't want to do the Chelsea model. Thank you very much. Because obviously we've been linked with Mazza. That, by the way, I will confirm now. This is off a couple of journals. City have not made any move for him. And as I spoke earlier on, he doesn't really fit anywhere either, because he's an attacking midfielder and we've already got about 3 of them, so I don't know where he's meant to be playing at this point. We've been linked with Humloid, whatever. He's another one. Been linked with Gibbs White. We've been linked with, who's the Brazilian kid?
Eduardo Conceição, who hasn't played a single first team minute, but everyone's obsessed with him for some reason. He's meant to be good, but again, I know nothing about him, so I'm not going to hype him up.
Not played a single first team minute, and we want to go and drop 40 M's.
Well,
and everyone's
it's like I put in our group chat, Martin. 40 million for 0 first team minutes. The game is well and truly gone.
But people get excited about this.
It's like what they do in baseball. Like, they had one of the top prospects in baseball debut 2 weeks ago, and the day after his debut, they gave him like a 9-year extension. I'm like, well, okay. Seems
which was my question is, why can't we use this with our academy? Why can't our academy be used in this way?
I would like that because, we kind of have these English quota issues that keep coming up.
Mazza is an French Algerian who plays as attacking midfielder for Bayer Leverkusen. So, yeah. I mean, Kels, you were very pro for it, this money ball.
I mean, I like having younger players, but I'm not like fully. I don't believe in the Chelsea model. I believe a blend of it, which is I think what we've kind of been doing. Like, I don't think Tijani Reinders is like a Chelsea Moneyball signing.
Oh,
like
no,
an established player, and Marmoush I don't think is one of those Moneyball signings. Maybe you guys don't know what Moneyball fully is. That's like literally buying like the scraps. Like, somebody in the chat said Brentford are doing Moneyball, and I think that's much more appropriate. Like,
all I know is it's about Oakland. That's it.
Yeah, because they literally because like in baseball you don't have an academy, you have a draft, and you draft players, and then they go up kind of through a minor league system, and that's how they kind of which like lower level, like lower divisions, and their goal is to get to the top. And that was like the model for one of the baseball teams, the Oakland A's, as Danny was alluding to. And the reason they did that is because their owner was cheap, one of the richest owners in baseball, but he didn't want to spend any of his money. So I don't think City are doing anything close to that, because City are spending hundreds of millions. Like, you don't spend like 350 or 250 or whatever we spent in the past like 2 windows. That's not Moneyball. That's spending money. But I know we have been spending money on some younger players, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Maybe some of them are for sale for profit. I don't know. But they seem like they're pretty good players. Like, I think we can all agree Husanov's a pretty good player, and he's kind of one of those signings. Victor Hayes looks like he's turning into a nice prospect. Will he make it at City? We don't know yet, but he is looking pretty decent for Girona. Jumaba, mixed bag. I've watched a little of him this year. Not the greatest, but I feel like we haven't done a whole lot of that. And we're still buying like established players. Like, Cherky might be, he's a player that has a lot of experience, but like not the top level. So that to me is not like a Moneyball Chelsea signing. And like I said, Johnny Reinders, reigning player, midfielder of the season, like that, entering his prime, like that's not really like a Moneyball signing. That's, Moneyball is like when you buy somebody who's like past their prime and you're trying to squeeze the last juice out of the lemon. Like, what we call in America off the scrap.
Yeah, but from a football soccer point of view, it's also used in getting the early talent very early based on their analysis and what their future analysis will be.
Yeah, but other teams are doing that as well. Like Real Madrid have been doing that for a while.
But they haven't.
Do it. Chelsea's been doing it.
But Chelsea's failing. Their supporters
it doesn't always work, but would you say it failed for Real Madrid? I don't. They've had some good young players come in.
Yeah, they got beat.
Well, with Real Madrid, it's been hit or miss. You don't hear of Rainier anymore.
The second in the league.
Well, Mastantuono, there's a lot of question marks about Mastantuono.
Yeah, that's my point.
Hendrick had to go on loan. But the Vinny, the Valverdes, the Rodrigo, he's been a good player. Some players now are starting to integrate their academy a little bit too.
Rodrigo doesn't play. And has scored 1 goal in 2 years.
Mbappe showed up.
But he wasn't playing before. He hadn't scored in God knows how long. This is why I don't understand.
But he played seasons before.
But my point is, people knew who Rodrigo was, and people knew they were playing in the first teams where they were bought from.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to make is at Chelsea, and I'd say it's not working at Real Madrid anymore because they're second in the league and they're out the Champions League.
Wow.
They sacked Alonso earlier on in the season. This is my point. So I don't think it is working at Real Madrid because Real Madrid fans ain't happy, Costa.
I know.
They're
I
not
know.
happy.
I'm friends with some Real Madrid fans. They're pissed off.
So you can't say it's working there either because it's not.
But those young players did come in and win 2 Champions Leagues. So
What's
it
happened
worked
is
for a time.
it's like the Yamal. I think the Yamal thing has caused a lot of this because Yamal's worked out of the Barca Academy, and it's right, he's worked. But what people will then forget about that is he's only got in because they couldn't sign anyone properly for 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah, they had no money, and then I didn't.
Would Yamal have even got the opportunity had they had money to spend? I'm not too sure. My worry from a City point of view is we've complained for 3 years that we've bought lesser players than what we normally would. They're not ready-made players. And we said, and it was proven this, we had the youngest squad City have had in about 7 years, average age. And we're getting gassed on buying, and then we want to go and buy 16-year-olds for 40 million quid and Mazza at God knows what at 20. And I'm like, that's not the way City normally do stuff.
I mean, you could do it with 1 or 2 players, but like, I don't think anyone's ever advocated for doing that for the whole squad. I think
we've already got the 1 or 2, Cal. That's what I'm saying. We've already got.
Yeah, maybe we don't need the next one, but you know, I think the Mazda stuff is he has a similar profile to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva's leaving at the end of the summer, so maybe people are just looking for a player with a similar profile to bring in to try to continue the style of play. I mean, but that doesn't mean they're advocating.
Can I ask, where's the Mazda similar to Bernardo Silva come from?
That's what Steve told me, who watches him a lot closer than I do. I don't.
Nothing like Bernardo Silva.
Well, I don't know. I haven't watched him, but Steve said he's a very good player, very energetic. He gets around the pitch.
But he's an attacking midfielder. Bernardo's not.
He was when we signed him.
Yeah, but then we check. Yeah, but we go back to when we signed him. He was a winger.
Yeah, he was a winger. Yeah.
I think he played. He
was a winger for Monaco.
He was a winger at Monaco.
I think he still played 10 sometimes though. From what I remember. Again, that was 10 years ago.
Mazza is similar to Cherky more than he is Bernardo.
I think, like, for me...
I'm going by what someone told me. Again, I think I've watched 1 Leverkusen game this season. I don't know.
I think for me, it's more like... I think it's whatever side you follow. I know a lot of people that complain about City not using CFG properly. Could this be a way for them trying to do that properly? Like, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes with that. You know, I also know we talk about a talent drain in football. So I think any top club, you're going to want to try to get ahead of the curve on some young talent. You know, is 40 million euros a big price tag? Yes, it is a big price tag. But I think that's when you got to trust the scouts, and you just got to see how it not everything was going to be a hit. Calvin Phillips wasn't a hit. We thought that would be a hit. It didn't turn out. And that was a big time. Well, that was a player coming in that we had a lot of expectations for. You know, so you never know what's going to be a hit or miss when you buy a player.
Because it depends how you look. Like Doku, people forget this. Jeremy Doku, when he was bought, was a young lad and had played about 800 to 900 minutes for Stade Rennes. Had hardly played, and we invested a chunk of change on him. Yeah. Ryan Cherky was a bit well known, but he's 22. Kushinov, again, was an unknown at the time, had not played a lot of minutes for Lons. It was only the season before he broke in. So again, that's a young player. Victor Hayes, 40 million quid out on loan, probably going to go back out on loan again. My issue is Echeverria, another young lad. Everyone was telling me he's a baller and he's going to be the next big thing since sliced bread. Why can't we go and get a Ryan Mikado out the academy and do that? Why have we got to invest 40 million, 50 million quid in a young lad?
It's like
Are we selling the academy for profit though? I would love I'd love to see, because we say every cup game, we're like, oh, this, McKenna comes and score a goal. I'll throw him in the first team. Like, we all say to do it. And then the club just says, no, we're going to do something else with it. We're going to sell him instead. So maybe that's a club issue. Because I would love to see, last season, I was pushing the Jacob Wright thing because, I saw we had a problem in the midfield. I saw a midfielder. I was like, give him a shot. I'd like to see it, give them a shot. And if they fail, fine, then move them on. But I mean, maybe that's just a Pep thing. Maybe Pep just doesn't want to give any of these young players a chance. I don't know.
But if you're Pep Guardiola, would you want to do Project FC or do you want to do the Win Now FC?
I mean, I think Pep would rather just have maybe ready-made or very close, able to get to ready-made by the end of a season, like within a season, not have to spend 2 or 3 seasons on that. I think that's what he would prefer, but I don't think there's a lot of those players available.
I'm going to say something here that people won't like, but this is just my opinion. Viana's got to realise he's not a Sporting Lisbon anymore.
Yeah, and
he's at Manchester City now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is something that maybe, that is something maybe he needs to.
See, this is my thing is people get mixed up when I say about standards. When I mean standards, a standard to me, I support the team win, lose, or draw. Doesn't mean I want to go and languish down in 6th place for a few years while I wait for these players to bloom.
Wait, Martin, I'm going to challenge you on this one. Is this because are we doing a foreign versus homegrown thing here? Is this what this is about?
No, not really. I don't think.
No,
I'm saying because he brought up the academy with Ryan McAdoo. I'm saying
my point of view is why, when we have McAdoo, Heskey, and great talents available, why would we spend 40 million on someone else's McAdoo or someone else's Heskey when we've got them here? I don't know.
Well, does Pep want to play McAdoo or does he want to pay somebody else?
Especially now, as we know, South American wonder kids are a total crapshoot, especially with us. How many have we had? How many have we had not pan out? We've had
Cakey didn't pan out.
We brought in Bruno Zuccolini from, I think it was River Plate back in the day. He played one community shield.
Cakey?
How much was Cakey's one? Yeah.
Oh God!
I mean, Alvarez was a hit. Gabriel Jesus was a hit. You don't see these hits more often. You see these more become CFG players, and you're paying 40 million for someone you're never going to see in a City shirt. So at some point, it's like, what's the point?
But I'm saying, that's the thing. Like, it is a crapshoot. You're going to have misses. You're going to have, but if you hit, usually they're really good players.
But it's a crapshoot for every team because every team is doing this. Like, it's not like it's just a couple of teams doing. Like, everybody's trying to find the next wonder kid. The only team who really seems to give their academy like a full shot is Barcelona. Like, they're the only ones who seem to regularly just turn out the La Masia. I know, even before they had to, they still were. Like, a lot of those top talents were from La Masia. So that's something they've always done.
DJ's got another one here. I don't even think Sarmiento's visited the CFA in his life. That's the thing. He was not a big
can't handle Don Hugo, give him the keys. See, this is my other thing. Pep Guardiola picks the team, not Hugo Viana.
Yeah, so if maybe that's why the academy kids are not getting the chance. Maybe it's Pep who doesn't want to give them the chance outside of cup games.
See, but this is my people got to realize this. The reason Maresca walked out of Chelsea is because he was getting told who to play and who he was getting bought by.
I don't think we do that. I don't think anyone's ever telling any manager.
I think we're doing it a bit more at the minute.
Is the club telling Pep who to play, or is it idiots
me
online?
Play, as in buying. I'm telling you now, not all the players we bought. I don't think Pep signed off for them all.
But Tiki bought players Pep didn't agree with.
Yeah, didn't Tiki buy Doku, who was not a Pep player type thing?
Not at the same clip that
he played Doku.
I know, but at the time it wasn't considered he wasn't considered a Pep player.
We forget the Cheeky and Pep.
And to be fair, he didn't really turn into this until Pep Linders kind of came.
No, see, the difference is, and I'll go into it. I don't mind because I know Dash is going to kill me for this. The way we normally do it, or we did it, that made us so successful, was you had a analyst team or an analytical team, which was Omar Barada, Chica, Soriano sometimes, and Pep. That would all sit down like you saw in the Amazon documentary, and Cheeky would say, Pep's giving me this list. And you work through it. And ages, fees, whatever. Pep knows he's not going to get all of them. Totally agree with that. What I've heard, and again, it's just rumor, is Viana's not really doing that a lot. He's not overly listening to these teams anymore. It's more his own views and his own research. And what worries me is why are you coming away from what's worked for 10 years? I get it's a new guy and you want to stamp your authority. I get that. But in the summer, for example, if we lose Nico J, say we sell Nico J and we sell Randers and we sell Mamouche, those are 3 players behind the first spot. And within 18 months, the ball gone.
Oh, I've heard differently. I've heard the first signing that the actual first Viana signing was Donnarumma.
No, but
I probably heard wrong. I heard wrong.
Whoever told you that, because he was on there.
Wait a minute, Martin. Tiki was there when we bought Nico G.
Yeah, Tiki was part of that.
No.
You specifically said on this show that that Marmouche was like the goodbye present from Tiki to Pep.
Yes, no, we're not denying that.
So like, we can't blame Viana for that one.
I'm not blaming Viana. I'm not blaming Viana. What I'm saying is, you look, Pep's and been quoted on this, right? He'd been quoted on this. I had to go and look up what he was doing.
Okay, well that's something Tiki did, so you should blame Tiki for that. You should not blame Viana.
I'm not blaming. It's not about blame game. What I'm trying to say is, in the last 2 or 3 years,
you're blaming Viana and not.
I've not got my nose stuck up his ass.
Maybe I'm confused. My bad.
I've not got my nose stuck up his ass because he can do no wrong.
I think what we have to realize is when Cheeky was here, we had it perfectly. Pep and Cheeky were always on the same
That's
page.
my point.
They had the synergy. You know, we forget that not only did they have a great working relationship, they were teammates at Barcelona. They were teammates at USA 94 for Spain. They're basically brothers off the pitch. It's like working with your... They always say don't mix business and friendship, but this was the outlier. It's chemistry between friends that made it work so well. Maybe not just clashing of styles, but clashing of personality. Go on, Ed.
All sporting directors are not going to have hits, right? Like we talked about Calvin Phillips. We talked about, some people argue Jack Grealish. I remember when we had a summer where we just brought in Gundogan and Savinho. Was that a good summer? So all I'm saying is that, yes, we've had great summers. Yes, we've had in the middle summers. And that's just about, that happens in football. Luckily enough for us, we've had a lot of hits. But we've also had some misfires too, right? Like if we have, say you have young talent, right? And if you get a player like Huzanov and you don't hit on 4, but then you have a generation, a up and coming, what people think is a really good center back for the next 10, 12 years, I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what duds is Viana signed? What actual duds? If we're gonna rip on Viana,
no, not saying.
No, but the point's not ripped on Viana. We're just stylistically.
It feels like it. Sorry, it just kind of sounds like that.
Let me explain.
Okay. My bad.
Why am I going to rip on Cheeky where we won 19 trophies as well, Kelstock?
Well, we just won our first trophy under Viana. Can we give him a chance to settle? Like I said, I don't think these players have been like poor. I don't think Nico G has been poor. I don't think Marmouche has been poor. I don't even think Tijani's been poor. Like Calvin Phillips was poor. Like that's poor. I don't think we've seen any of that from Viana yet.
Well, I'm not saying that, right? You let me explain because you're getting misunderstood. I'm not doing that on Viana and Chica. What I'm saying is the level of player we have bought over the last 3 years has gone down drastically. And the replacements we bought with that, I will agree with. The other thing that I've noticed that is really sort of, we're spending big money on younger and younger players, which we never did.
Yeah.
I don't want to be spending 40 million on a kid and then farm him out for 3 years.
We haven't done it yet, so I don't.
No, but it's a debate, Kelston. Jesus.
No, I think that's
what
fair.
make it is.
I mean, we haven't done it yet, so it's hard to get angry. I just can't get angry over something we haven't done yet.
So why is everyone getting so excited on a kid then? Because it got put on Twitter as the next superstar.
That's Twitter for you.
Then I'm sorry, people don't understand football if you think Twitter's football. Then.
No, I mean,
and that's the biggest problem these days, Martin. As I've said,
you don't understand football.
Right? People equating Twitter with the real world. It's different. But
then the game has gone.
I would also just counter that is that I just don't think the talent. I think there is a talent drain. Ed was onto that earlier, and there just aren't a lot of like really top level players, and the ones that are top level are generally just not really available. And You know, like you keep saying, we're not going to spend 150 million on Elise, so we have to drop a level down. We have to sign someone at 60 million who's not as good as Elise because Bayern won't sell him. That kind of thing. Like, there's just so few of those players. Like, there's Elise and there's Kvaratskhelia. That's about it for like or Yamal. Those are like the top wingers. You know, the top strikers is Kane and Haaland. That's it. Like, there's no, you know, there's not like anything like cream of the crop. You know, midfielders. There's not even a lot of top midfielders.
So Treb's got it because I think I'm explaining this poorly. Semenyo and Gay were wanted by Pep. Pep asked for them. That is a manager going to his chief exec. I want these players. Got them. Yeah.
So do we not give Viana credit for doing what Pep wanted in those two circumstances?
But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that's not happening a lot all the time as it once was.
What other
for
players,
example,
besides Marmoush, what other players would you say have kind of been that? I just need some more samples because for me, the only sample I can think of is Marmoush.
For me, I think people have got. I think he wanted Nico J. I do agree with that. I think he wanted Nico J as a backup and a backup only.
Yeah,
and that's what some people have not liked. Marmoush exactly the same. I think what people don't like is there's a hierarchy.
Yeah.
And I've said it's not always fair, and I've said it's not always right, but there is a hierarchy. Because when I look at certain things, I look at patterns. So in that last season when we were struggling, one winning 14, we went out and we spent 145, 150 million. If you look at who we finished the season with, it was Nico G, and that was it. And Marmoush played until Haaland got fit again. And then it went back to Gundogan. Then it went back to all the unks, as everyone called them. And it was them who got us to third place, not the new players.
Well, that's on Pep then. That's not on the sporting director, because Pep is choosing not to play who the sporting director gave him when it was very clear that
he doesn't have to do. Pal. Who picks the 11? The sporting director. You just answered my whole problem with it. Who's picking the 11?
No, Pep is going to pick the 11, like for sure.
Right. So that's my point.
I don't think Viana's ever told him who to play.
No, but you just said that's on Pep for not playing him. No, that's
that doesn't make him fail signings.
Manager, pal.
But he played them, and they got, they did bridge the gap because, it's clear those the older players, they couldn't play every game, and they were the reason we went 1-14 because they weren't good enough. So you had to bring in competition, and that makes them better.
No,
and it gives them
they were the reason we went 1-14. I feel like that's a bit simplistic.
Well, it's part of it. Okay, sorry, apologies. They're part of it. Yes, we kept getting overrun in the midfield, and that was because the midfield was just too old. The cumulative age of that midfield last season was too old, and it did not compare. It just could not keep up with the pace and the power of the Premier League, and we dropped a lot of points because of that. But there were other factors as well. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, injuries played a factor. Yeah, injuries. Yeah, I mean, I know it's just
better. Remember, the Unks got better when we were playing once a week. They weren't playing well when we were playing 3 games a week because they couldn't handle it at that. They couldn't handle that much workload in that short amount of time, but they got better when they were only playing once a week.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is just more concerned about, where we're headed in the future, in the direction and all that stuff. And I think you're going to get that when you're losing. I mean, in the sporting director space, we can say Tiki was an icon. Tiki was, one of the best sporting directors out there. I think just like what we'll see with Pep, right? You're going to try to do your best to emulate the formula, but it's not the same when it's not the guy. Right? And so we're going to a transition in the front, behind the scenes, and we're also doing it on the pitch too. So, this happens. I think being in the position that we are in right now, I think shows in some ways that we are on the right track. I know it's been bumpy maybe here and there, but I think we are on the right track of what we've seen with this team so far.
Because what worries me is, and I'll put it bluntly, a lot of the players we've signed recently are all tipped to leave. We never used to do that.
Well, probably because they're not playing.
Which tells you everything you need to know, Cal.
Yeah. I mean,
That's the part everyone's ignoring here. Why are they not playing?
Well, I think
said this a lot in the past about managers. When they have their guys, they play their guys.
But he's
not that's what it is. Pep is just comfortable playing his, he's playing the guys who he's relied on.
But he's not.
But at some point, the manager will have to move on from those players.
If he was playing as guys, you'd have Stones and Ake starting every week. You've got Gay, Kusanov, Cherokee, Semenyo being big impact players now. So I'm not sure how true that is.
It'd be playing Stones over Kusanov who was playing.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah.
Well, Stones can't stay fit, so that's part of it too. Stones takes himself out of the lineup quite a bit.
Yeah, but I think it's just, I think it's just not black and white as that. I think there is context to it, into a lot of these situations. I think, you got Nico G that we brought in as the backup. Pep wanted him as the backup, but does a player still want to stay as backup? That's on the play. That's not on the club. That's on the player's prerogative, right? You can say, like, I would say Reiners, I don't know if Pep wanted Reiners or not, but we're still seeing how that develops. We always say we give a player a year. And then, I'm not confident that Marmoush will leave. I'm not confident in it. So we'll just have to see how things pan out. But
who knows?
That is a good point you made about the player. Maybe we brought the right player in, and he's not necessarily he came in as a backup or whatever. Maybe the player's not accepting being a backup, and that is a good point that we didn't really discuss. So thanks for bringing.
That's what worries me. It's more of that isn't our normal trend. What we normally do. We may do it with youngsters. Like Alvarez was still quite a young lad when he come in, 21, 22. Never played in Europe. Come from South America, did excellent, but then within 18 months wanted to leave.
And but Nico G's like 22, 23, Martin. He's not like 26, 27.
No, I understand that. No, but Nico G is, I've got the ages there, actually. Because I'm looking 24. At the ages. Yeah. Ryan Chirk is 22. Savinio's 21. Yep. Foden's 25. Doku's 23. Maybe a bit different in 1 or 2 years. Yeah. Nico Riley's only 20. Yeah. Nico Gonzalez
is 21 like a week ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Rico Lewis is 20. Kushinov's 21.
Yeah, we have a young squad.
Gavardio's only 23.
No, he just turned 24.
We're going to have quite a young squad, and then people are getting it. What are going by 20, a 19, and a 20-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, no.
That might just also be for the future too. Like, I don't think anyone's expecting a 16-year-old to roll into the first team. Like, that's a signing for 4 or 5 years down the road. Like, utilize the CFG. Send him a Girona for a season or two to develop while he's under 18. That kind of thing. Maybe that's the plan.
Yeah, I mean, and that's all. I mean, and by the way, Kushinov is very good, but you'll see next year because you're going to have Gabardio back.
Yeah, I mean,
and for me, Gabardio and Gay become our 2 main centre back pairings next year, and it's up to Kushinov and Diaz to fight them out.
Yeah. And we're blessed. I mean, I know some people are religious, but we're in a very good space to where we have players on the bench that could be starting at other clubs. We've had prime example Ake. Ake's never been he's been a starter for us, but he's also been a player on the bench for us at times too. When we had other left backs or center backs that went to left back. So, I think Akanji is another example, a player who came in, really did a good job, and then got a run of games and did really well too, but he's also been on the bench. So I think, you try to pick up these players along the way, and hopefully, but not every player is going to be okay with that.
Yeah, and then Savinio seem fine sitting on the bench, but maybe Tijani and Nico G don't want to, and Marmoush don't want to sit on the bench, maybe.
But that's the problem. The other thing is Tavario Reid is only 19 himself.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, if we get we talked about this. I think if we do,
it is the Chelsea model. When you go through the squad, it's the Chelsea model.
Yeah,
but I'm sorry, it worries me.
Well, but he's being signed as a backup, right? Chelsea would sign him as a starter. I think that's where it's different.
Yeah,
we all agree Nunez is going to be the starter next season. If Jabara Reid signed for City, he's not expected to start game week 1. Like, we accept that he's the backup.
Nah, Mario, That's fine, but I don't.
And I would agree with Kelster on that. Like, he's not coming in as a starter. I think you're coming in as a backup to learn underneath Nunes, to understand Pep's system, to grow as a player as well. But I think we talk about this all the time. If we sign, say we bring in a big money player, right? Some people say Livramento. Is Livramento, is he going to start over Nunes right now? Will people want Livramento over Nunes right now? There are some people saying no. So I think after Hakimi and after another right back, Nunes has been really performing for us. So why wouldn't you go in a different way to bring in a guy that can rotate with him when you need a good quality player as well? He's still a good quality player, but he's developing.
I like that 16 that German kid as well, who's also kind of been linked this week.
Yeah,
I think he's a 6. So if you signed him at this age, maybe he goes to Girona for a season to develop, and then when he's 18, maybe he comes and learns from Rodri for 2 seasons and then develops slowly over 2 or 3 seasons. And then it's assuming Rodri extends his contract. And then when Rodri's ready to move on, maybe this kid will be ready to go. I think that's kind of the thing. Because I don't think any of these teenagers we're linked to are, like, again, I don't think they're signed to be walking in the first team. They're not coming. They are coming to sit on a bench. Whereas like an Elliot Anderson is not coming to sit on the bench. He's more.
Wait, that's the point, right? She just said Elliot Anderson there. How old's Elliot Anderson?
23.
I don't know.
Early 20s. I don't know.
So he's not going anywhere for 7 years.
Yeah.
Turkey's
That's why
23.
I don't believe the muscle links. I mean,
Right.
I'm seeing them, but I
Turkey's
don't
not going
actually
anywhere.
believe them.
Turkey's not going anywhere for 8 years. So this is what I'm saying. If you buy young, I don't know where the road is for anyone then. Because players aren't going to wait 8 years to wait for someone to move out of the way. If you're buying a 22-year-old to replace a 32-year-old, then it's different. They'll wait a year. We've just seen, with all respect, Reinders, Nico G, and Mamouche ain't overly happy about waiting a year.
Well, I think when they signed, because they thought because of their age and their experience, well, maybe not Nico G, but Marmouche and Tijani, those are the age profile where I think they do expect to be starting games. And Tijani did start a lot of games to start the season, and I think he performed very well. And I'm actually a little confused why he hasn't been playing at all.
Because for me, the Mazda thing makes no sense at all. Because one, I keep saying it, for me, he's nothing like Bernardo. He's closer to Cherky than he is Bernardo. And you've already got Phil Foden. So what are you doing? Is Foden gone then?
That's why I think we're only going to sign the physical midfielder like Anderson to kind of help beef up the middle. Because again, yeah, I think Foden. I think you want to save those minutes for Foden. It might just be agent talk.
Gone?
I mean, if you're going to sign a Massa, yeah, then I think Reinders is the one in danger, like I said in the chat earlier.
And this is the thing. I think people are just. I think they're getting excited on what they're reading on Twitter.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
everyone believes anything these days.
Yeah.
Everyone's an ITK now. Everyone.
Yeah, when that German guy got linked, like people went nuts. I was like, "Whoa, I don't even know who this is."
And
again,
look, you can call me boring. This is why I don't care until the players lift the shirt, because in the social media era, everyone's getting linked and everyone's getting excited over every link, and it's just tiring. This is why I don't invest in the transfer stuff, because I know that 85% of these players aren't even going to sniff near our club.
Yeah.
But I don't know. See, I don't know about that LG because I don't know what he's going to be like in the Premier League. I heard all this about Florian Wirtz and he's struggling. And he ran the midfield for Bayer Leverkusen.
But did Massa play pretty well against City that Leverkusen game? I don't remember. I remember Grimaldo's show, but I don't.
Yeah, Massa. I think Massa assisted the first goal or the second goal. I think it was the second goal.
If we're getting linked to a good player, I can see people getting excited about it. But like Danny said, it's not official until the shirt's held up.
Yeah,
but you can get excited if you're linked to a good player because remember the meltdown people had being linked to Gibbs White, who they consider not as good of a player. So like people are going to probably react differently about like, oh, well, we're linked to a player who's good. So let's get excited over it. I think there's just some of that too going on.
I mean, I had a meltdown way back in the day when we was linked with Mendy because I loved Mendy, and then we got linked to Ryan Bertrand, and I was like really upset about that. I'm like, he's a pile of mid. But again, we didn't actually sign the guy. So again, little young me shouldn't have gotten emotionally invested in that because I don't know anything. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So I can't really comment.
Because again, this is my point that everyone's missed. Our midfielders so far, and I'll take Kovacic out because he's likely to go, and we know Bernardo's going. But you've still got Reinders, Nico G. If he doesn't, you've still got O'Reilly, Bernardo who is leaving. You've got Phil Foden, you've got Cherka, and then you're going to add Elliot Anderson. Where's Mazza going?
Yeah,
that's why I don't think he's coming.
Is he sitting in the stand?
I don't think he's coming.
I think we just got to count. And like I said, we've been linked with Morgan Gibbs-White. We've been linked with Tanala. We've been linked with Hoyland. We're not buying them all, guys.
yeah. I mean, honestly, for me, I think we only buy one midfielder if Rodri extends. That's just me.
I agree.
Because you still got Nico O'Reilly that you can put in the midfield too.
Yeah. And I think he'll end up there eventually. But yeah, maybe he has to wait a little bit. But, you know, he's proven to be a very versatile player. But also, remember, Turkey's quite versatile. He plays a lot on the wing and kind of inverts into the middle. And then Phil Foden's kind of the same way. So there's nothing wrong with having a lot of versatile players. That's just always been a Pep staple. Like, you can play more than one.
Elliot Anderson's already got competition, Louis, and Reinders and all that. So you don't want more. If you're going to do that, Elliot Anderson won't sign them. Because the trouble is, unfortunately, I think we've seen with this bunch of players, not everyone does fight for competition. Oscar Bob didn't fight for that long.
I think Oscar Bob's a slightly different story because he needs game time to develop. So I think what he ended up doing for himself was right. Sorry, right, Jack.
Well,
he just needed to play games.
I think people are just getting a little bit too excited. Like I said, move to the wings. You've got Semenyo, you've got Doku, you've got Savio.
Yep.
But unless you're going to sell one of them, I know everyone's going to come back at me and go sell Savinho. Well, he's 21. You're kind of negating the problem here of signing these young players if you are not giving them the opportunity to grow then. What you're saying is they've got hit straight away. This is the other side of the problem if you're going to buy the youngsters.
Well, that's the thing with Sevilla, though, Martin. Sevilla did come in. He did play a lot of minutes.
Well, yeah, last season he kind of had to because of all the injuries we had.
So
we literally didn't have any wingers. I think, you know, Doku missed a lot of time because a recurring theme with Doku is he misses a lot of time with injury. So you kind of need a backup for him because that's historical. That's my concern with Doku is he misses a lot of games. Same injury too, a lot of muscle injuries. So you kind of have to have somebody ready to step in. Well, that's that, and then you might as well, you know, go light some money on fire because again, the guy misses a lot of time with injury. Look at his record. That, you know, I don't think that's a smart thing to do. So when you say sell a winger, I would sell Doku for that reason, just because of his injuries. I want players on the pitch. I don't want them in the training room all the time.
Okay. Well, I suppose we'll see. Anything else anyone wants to have a chat about? Because I have got a couple of little bits I want to add.
Yeah. Do a little bit. So
yeah, go for the bits.
Some people have asked, well, the DM, why is no season ticket information out at the moment? We are still waiting for it. The North Stand prices have come out, gone down like a lead balloon. £2,700 plus VAT. And for the other one is £4,500 plus VAT, which includes all your tickets, your cup games, the lot. The trouble is, you don't know who you're going to play or how long you're going to be in these cup games for, which is one of the questions people are asking. So, for example, say you're $4,500, and I think you get a program, a free drink, that sort of thing, a nice comfy seat. Exactly, BB, for what? I think this is the biggest question. What is that for? They're not getting the ticket upkeep that they wanted for it. People are not signing up to it like they wanted it. It's extortionate, that kind of price. And the problem is $4,500, split it over 19 games, plus your 8 Champions Leagues. So you're only guaranteed 27 games, guaranteed. Because you may get drawn away in all the cup games. And then the other side of it, so you split $4,500 over 27, which is what? Quick maths. What's that per game?
What, $4,500 over, wait, say it
27 games. Guaranteed.
That's about $167 a game.
Jeez.
Right.
Pounds,
say we get Port Vale at home in the FA Cup.
Yeah. Not many people are going to be paying closer to it.
Are you going to pay 167 quid to go and watch Port Vale at home in the third round of the FA Cup? Because I would.
If I'm a regular match-going fan, that would not tickle my fancy. Especially because we played them 6 years ago. I've seen my Port Vale once. I ain't doing it again.
Yeah, this is the problem. So City Matters, I've put a post out this evening, which they are going to ask. I'm just trying to get it up on here because I would want to show it. They've asked the club some questions, which I'm just about to bring up, which is this. Oh, let me just get rid of that. So it is. As fans and as your fans reps, we're awaiting the club's position on the pricing for 26-27. The City Matters on your behalf presenting the club with a detailed ticketing brief. Basically, they've asked for a freeze on season ticket prices, no changes for concessions, a full review of the current ticket transfer policy, a full review of the current third-party ticket sales priority, and a clear future ticketing timeline consultation and announcement. We still don't know, right, of this day. And I think we are now one of the only clubs not to release season ticket details yet. Which is worrying because this month is my final payment. And then I've got 2 months off and I don't know what my price is to renew, right? Which is a little bit mad.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, it seems kind of late. They should really get that to get their SHIT together.
The ticketing office has not been on a good streak recently. Let's just say that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I've seen Danny Wilson get a lot of the stick, and unfortunately, it's not Danny Wilson's fault because Danny Wilson is, how do I put this? He is working for somebody else who's a boss. Danny Wilson doesn't determine the ticket prices. He just organizes the ticket office. He's manager of the ticket office.
He has a boss who's telling him what to do.
Yes. And I think this is where some people have got a little bit confused on this as well. My only little thing is 132 years since City were developed or created, which is not factually true.
Well, it wasn't actually 1894, was it? It was, what, 1880?
It was 1880.
Yeah, 1880.
They were going to be actually properly here. They were actually created in 1880. But I know 1894, I know that's where Manchester City began. But it was 1880 is when we originally got going. But yeah, the North Stand Wall is floundering.
Hey, vote with your dollar. I'm proud. Yeah, because that's how you beat capitalism. You don't buy it. If it's too expensive, you don't buy it, and they're forced to listen at that point.
Yeah, and there is the World Cup. Obviously, there's big thing tonight on social media about English fans going mad over the New York.
Oh yeah,
train tickets that they're going to get.
It's
Americans too. Americans are also going.
It's ridiculous. I hate how this country works sometimes. I really do. So I'm not going to get political.
Well, how was the World Cup? How do you think? We'll end on this. How is the World Cup going to work for you guys? Do you think it's just got a bit stupid?
They found a way to ruin it. I mean, the tickets are ridiculous. Like, I bought tickets through a legal, like the thing that they advertise, like buy tickets through this vendor, and I don't have them yet. I don't know if I'm going to get them. I don't know if I just threw $1,200 away because I don't. Again, $1,200 for a group stage game. Like these prices are ridiculous. The lottery was a mess. The prices are just it's just $100 to take the train. Like This is crazy because I know in 4 years when it's in Spain and Portugal, it's going to be like, oh yeah, it's going to be 40. Oh, it's going to be an expensive 40 quid ticket for the group stage games. Like they'll take care of their fans, but America just looks for, if there's any buck to be made, they're going to find a way. And sadly, that's kind of the reality of life in America. Like that's just kind of like these kind of horrible things are just taking over our everyday lives. And it sucks to see it. You know, I wanted my escape with this World Cup game, and I feel like I'm not even going to enjoy it. I just think it's going to be kind of a mess. And people are already complaining about the Americanization of the sport, you know, with the water breaks and stuff, because we know that's going to be an ad break because everything in America is an ad. Like they put ads into everything. You can pay for ad free and they'll still put ads in it. It's
I was watching the baseball game yesterday and they put an ad in the middle of an at bat and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Dude, when you watch, when they're at bat, they've got the background's always changed.
No, it wasn't even a split screen either. It just fully went to commercial. I'm like, really? What are we doing? But yeah, the pricing's ridiculous. I will say, my dad's Italian. He bought tickets to the game that Italy was meant to play in, but now it's Bosnia versus Switzerland. So I offered to split the cost with him. I said, I'll pay for my own ticket. But yeah, we're going to be going to Bosnia versus Switzerland in the summer.
Hey, I think Venom's going to that game. So go hang out with Venom and he'll rub it in your face with his Bosnia shirt. But
I'll get to watch Ed and Dzeko and Akanji face off against one another. That's going to be nice and fun. Hopefully, Ed and Dzeko gets his second ever World Cup goal because he did score in 2014. But yeah,
I remember that. That was good
against Iran. But anyway, enough of that.
Who are going to be allowed to come? Apparently, there was some
Ed,
controversy.
You got anything on the World Cup? You going to any games?
FIFA.
Oh wow!
Strong words, fighting words.
Fighting words there for that.
They are
Ed swearing. No.
They are a corrupt organization. I will agree.
But they have been. We've all known that. You know, John Oliver breaks that down brilliantly. If anybody needs something to watch tonight, go rewatch John Oliver talk about the 2010 and the 2014 World Cup. Like or maybe it's 2014, I don't know, whatever it was. It's just some of the most funniest things you'll ever see, and about corruption in FIFA and stuff. It's just. So yeah, go check that out. Good shit.
So yeah, well, by the way, the new kits are amazing. Yes, the kits we showed you here a few weeks back are now confirmed. There's your home, there's your away, and there's your third.
I gotta say, 3 for 3. I'm buying all 3 of them. Yeah, those are all.
Yeah, Puma have kind of hit this year.
Yeah, Puma definitely hit. They always have one that hits. Sometimes there'll be ones that are like, or they're just okay. But I feel like every season there's always one that's just like fantastic. But this season they went 3 for 3. I love those.
I love that third kit so much. I love the odes.
So do
I love the odes to the old kit. That
I do too.
Kit. Reminds me of my old reminds me of my old FIFA mobile days.
Yeah, I've reached out to Nap Spice Potatoes. I've been told he's just busy with work at the minute. He's got a new job, obviously, and he's Postman Pat at the moment, so he's just very busy with his life and that at the moment.
Working hard for the money.
Yeah. So big up to him. Just keep working hard. But no, for Bird, everything's fine. Just working hard. So that's it. Also, by the way, don't forget, big up to the under-18s who reached 3rd FA Cup Youth final in a row.
Yeah, 3rd in a row. Incredible achievement.
And then you wonder why I don't want to go spend 40 million on a 16-year-old when we can get in the FA Cup Youth finals.
I would love to see the academy integrated more into the team, and I'm a little frustrated it's not, especially in seasons where we're having injury crises, and give them a chance. If they fail, that's okay.
It may not seem like a big achievement, but it really is. You get varying skill levels of crops you get a different crop of under-18s every year, and the fact we've gotten now 3 that have been good enough to reach the final, and then 5 or 6 in a row good enough to compete for the league and compete for the FA Youth Cup. It just shows how good our academy really is throughout the age groups. It's not just the U21s, U18s. The way they work in the under-16s, under-14s, making sure the players are prepared to play the older age groups, it's just fantastic. I love how this club is run.
Yeah,
on the pitch, I love how the club is run. Off the pitch,
I love the way you changed that quick there, Danny.
Yes.
Like, on the pitch.
Well, but there's been in these 3 finals that they've reached, there's been quite a lot of turnover, hasn't there? Didn't they purge a whole one of the classes that was one of maybe the first class that made the final? Didn't they all get sold? And so now it's the next generation is kind of coming in, sort of
Well,
to be able to continue to have continued success with like when you're appalling everything is impressive.
The famous one's the 2020 class that beat Chelsea. The Palmer, Tommy
yeah.
Doyle, and the lap one, but
McAtee.
Oh yeah, he was there as well.
McAtee was there.
I'm not sure, DJ. There was. I know Blue Boys Network do a lot for the women. Tariq and Funk and all
Shades
that.
of Blue, yeah, Shades of Blue.
Yeah, Shades of Blue. So they do loads on the women. We're going to do a bit more.
Yeah,
we're going to do more coming up in the season that we did promise you 3 or 4 years ago, but we are going to do it. We are going to get more. I won't say the line they originally used because it shouldn't have been said at the time. I was wrong.
I'd like to watch more. I'd like to do more women's games, but they're always on at like 4 or 5:30 in the morning, and I'm too old. I just can't get up.
Yeah, they kick off early because they can't. Class with the men. They can't clash with women's men's football, sadly.
Yeah. Unfortunately, to quote Bertram from Lethal Weapon, I'm too old for that shit.
Hopefully the women's game can grow like we saw in the WNBA. You know, the steady growth. Steady growth.
So I say I've been to 2.5 of the 92 stadiums. Etihad, Sellers Park, and the Academy Stadium. That's why I say 2.5. But it's not technically part of the 92. But you know. Yeah. Anyway.
Who do we play? Has it been found out who we're playing in the final yet?
It's United or Crystal Palace.
Oh, they haven't played yet. Okay.
United.
Oh, imagine that's a derby.
United are really, really, really good. They're just as good as us. And Palace, we had a really good game against Palace right at the start of the season. We were 3-0 down at halftime and we drew 3-3. So it's going to be a very tough game either way. I'd much rather play Palace. I think United are a better team.
If that game's on at like a decent hour, I'll watch it. Yeah, I watched. I think I watched the first of the 3, the one that they won. I think it was 2 seasons ago. I did watch one of them. I was like, I'll watch this. Why not?
Yeah, that was like 11 a.m. on a Friday for me. I remember.
Yeah, because it was at a good time. I think it was against.
It was against Leeds. We won.
Oh, Leeds. That's right. Yeah, it was against Leeds. That's right. I think because it wasn't Archie Gray on that team.
No, Archie Gray was he played in their 18s in 21-22. Because I remember he started the game against our under 18s when we beat them 8-3 like 4 seasons ago. I think he didn't score that game, but he was pretty good.
Archie Gray. That's a name that's come across my WhatsApp 2 or 3 times recently.
To be fair, I mean he's homegrown. He's quite. He's good. I know he's been playing a lot of center back, but isn't he more of a 6?
He's more of a right back.
No, he's and well, the other thing, going back to what I talked about earlier, everyone's forgot about young Nipam.
Baby Nipam. Danny never lets us forget about baby.
Solid for the under 21s, but then again, it's under 21s.
This is what I mean, but everyone wants to go and buy all these other youngsters when we've already bought a load. And Echeverri. But we'll see. Anyway, loads coming up on the channel. We'll call it there. Just to give you a recap of what's coming on tomorrow. Shoot out at the Etihad with myself, Rich, everyone, Dan Potts, Lee Gunner. We're all going to be on here from around about 9:15. Lee and Dan will join us about 9:30. So, yeah, full on. That is all tomorrow is going to be, that game. And then on Friday, I have had this confirmed now, 1,000%. I have checked it twice just to make sure. But yeah, 90 minutes with Tone, me and Steve will be back on at 2 p.m. on Friday. And then this is coming up. I'm not sure if I'm doing both nights because I'm at a family event, but I will be doing one of the nights. It depends if City win on Sunday because I might need something just to get all the upset out. We'll see. Because I only realised they're starting at 11 p.m. UK time. Thought it was going to be about midnight or 1 a.m. And I'm going out Friday night.
Look at you.
Ooh, yeah.
No, I'm going to. I'm only going to Junkyard. Junkyard Golf. Oh, thank you very much, Spicy Potato, for your very critical thing. Maybe if you start a channel, you can do better. Well, I'll come and learn off you.
You know, he's improved, actually. He used to be putting old kits in the thumbnail. He's not doing that anymore.
Yeah, because you know what? It was so hard to get the new kits done.
Yeah.
Because they were copywritten by City, and I found a way around it. I've invested in something else now. to get away around it. Sunday's way better. We'll see. We'll see. Good evening, Rasco. Hope you are well. So, yeah, big up to everyone who's joined us. Danny, anything coming up on LB or anything coming up?
No, nothing new. Hopefully a very happy post-match on Sunday, but...
Which way's Pulpy going to go? Because I've noticed he's done a bit of flip-flopping lately, hasn't he?
What do you mean by that? I think it's been pretty consistent.
I thought he flips a bit on Diaz the last few weeks.
I think that's something you should have out with him.
I will be doing, don't you worry. We're gonna have it out on Friday, hopefully. No, but big up Pulper. But Pulpy is a top guy, and I love listening to Pulper. Us unks have got to stay together because we're all old buggers. That's the way we are. Kel, anything coming up on True City?
Yeah, Pat said that we're doing a stream tomorrow with Judge Mo, apparently. So, and I'm also going on Judge Mo at 4 o'clock the UK.
Yes,
so.
you may be covering me because I'm at the hospital.
Yeah, that's fine. I actually
messaged Mo earlier. Went, can you get Kelston on? Because I'm at the hospital because I've got to go and get a checkup on my.
Oh yeah.
That side it is. Yeah, it is that side.
I also told Judge Mo that I wanted to come on because I.
Don't go on and sell to Neil 5%. Go on with a bit more chest. Bit more chest. You'll love it.
I keep
rattling.
I'm keeping the powder dry and
rattling. I like rattling, Neil.
If we win this Premier League, it's gonna blow up like The Godfather. Like Neil will wish he never met me, but yeah, we also have the watch along coming up on Sunday. That should be a spicy one. I'll probably be. Unfortunately, I can't drink on that stream because I have to work afterwards, so I have to. Not drink. Maybe that'll help.
Some of us will be at the ground. Some of us will be in the stadium.
Well, some of us live 8 hours away, so we can't make it. But
I want to joke.
I'll be there in a few weeks. I will be in a few weeks just to follow up with Briggsy. I have my plane ticket and my hotel booked for Manchester.
I'm getting worried about you and Briggsy. What you're planning when you get over there?
Nothing.
I don't mean like that. Why did you immediately go to something weird then with your face? I meant knowing Briggsy, he'll end up in some back end pub. That's talking about.
I want to know that.
What I mean.
All I know is I owe Mateus a drink, so we're gonna try to plan like a night out with people after the game because my plan is to go to the Brentford game. We're having some problems locating tickets, so Martin might be hearing from me looking for a ticket soon.
Ed, thank you for joining us, mate. Anything you want to add?
I was just saying, hey man, we're gonna have a lot of good content. Tune in tomorrow. It's gonna be a really good show. Today was a great show, talking about the game and the future of the club. Always good conversations. Big up the chat. Big up the panel. Hit the like on the way out and subscribe.
Yeah, don't forget you can still get your tickets for Southampton. They are on sale. Excuse me, you can get quite a few now. I will just remind everyone so they know where they are at with it. The criteria as of today, because it's still Wednesday, they're on sale to all Match Day and Citizen Junior as of 4th of April. Yeah, if you are a season ticket holder, you can get extra already. So you can get 2 additional tickets if you wish to go to Wembley. It is not selling out anywhere near as it once, which I kind of expected it wouldn't.
No, again, we've been to Wembley like 20 times in the last 10 years.
I think it's 27 times because we are going to get the piss taken out of us. I'm looking now. This is in level 1. There's 106 in one block, 420 in block 108. There are 200 in block 110, that's behind the goal. 550 in block 115. 500 seats available in block 117. And there's seats. Everyone's gone to the top tier. Everyone's gone to the top tier for this one. So if you want tickets,
right?
Yeah, if you want tickets, you can get them now. They are available for Etihad South a week on Saturday. That is how close this semi-final is. Me and Tone are going, got the tickets, we'll be there. So we'll be there nice and early as well. So that will be fun. Loads coming up. So big up everyone. Descriptions down below. Tariq couldn't make it today, but please let's go and get Tariq. He was close to 500. Let's try and get him to 500. Go and get Vated to 2,000. Let's get True City to 5K. LB's probably on 100,000 by now, so it is what it is. But let's get us to 10K. Let's get us to 10K. Smash those likes. We'll be back tomorrow with an absolute banger of a show, banger of a panel. It's been nice tonight. Tomorrow may get a bit more heated. Be fun.
Good luck.
But yeah, take care all. You're all legends. As always, up the Blues. Take care.